So, what is today? Look at that, it's the funny Hive Swap day. Today is the day the fucking Hive Swap comes out. I don't own it yet, but I will by the end of the day. And I'll attempt to record it tonight, but that's not gonna come out until when? Oh, okay, thank you. Fuck you. Okay. 27. Guess they'll start coming out on the 30... Is there a 31st? No, okay. December 1st. It is my Christmas present. Alright. Anyways, yeah, fucking this. The game board. Let me go ahead and, woo. The game board is falling into place. Figures connected by patterns beyond their comprehension move to their positions. Factions come together and opponents are pitted against each other. The playing field has never been level, but did you ever think it would be? That is not the game at play here. No, the rules of this game are too complex for you to divine, and knowable stakes hang in the balance. The resolution of this contest will ripple across a universe far vaster than you have ever expected. Oh God. Perhaps it's for the best that you do not realize your importance. It is a heavy burden to bear, and you already have plenty of those, don't you? Now, we find ourselves at a turning point. Two players prepare their next moves. So we have Snare, Montour, and Glomer. It's fucking cursed. He's approaching. I love this fucking fake out. This is so fucking good. And then this person. You looked nice and friendly in the little icon there. Like the volume preview thing. And now you look so angry. I don't like that. I'm scared. But this fucking part. Yeah, gonna save the one I do know for last. I'm actually really sad I didn't get to experience this blind, like, oh my god, Barm. But yeah, Snare Montour. I forgot where I know you from. You're like a previous person's Moirail, I think. I don't know. A long time ago, you could have walked through the trees outside of here like she does. A past self would have visited the forest and city she walks on every case, and maybe she would end up in some faraway land reminiscent of the lives your ancestors lived in kingdoms with small towns and little hives. You often wonder if you would have been the same person in those times. Would you work the same profession? Would grieving trolls show up at your doorstep begging for you to save them time and time again? There's dirt on her face when you open the door, mud on her boots. They say that when the trees died in Stronghold 21, they died almost all at once. There's a diffusive effect from the pollution, and the waterways have worked its way into the rain. And when it came down, it scorched the dirt in the city. History books will tell you that in the span of less than half a sweep, a chemical manufacturer generated enough waste to raise 70% of the plant life in the stronghold to the ground. They would pay trolls to replace the dead trees every season, sweep after sweep, just dig out the rot and make it new again, until all that was left was a smattering of plastic and polymers. The back of her coat is covered in soot, like she has been riding through coal mines, or through the streets just outside. Yeah. There were times, they say, when the cold wouldn't last forever, and the suns could even be pleasant things. Trolls lived simpler lives back then, politicking, jockeying for power over vigorous populace. But her brow is tense now, and she wears that pseudo-stoic face that she borrows when her heart has had enough, when she is begging it to hold itself together. You have seen that face so many times. I need you. I know. Oh god. So, what fucking voice do I give you? Put on a longer shirt, please. Alright, let's remind ourselves who Sonera is. That's not what I meant to start. That. Oh yeah, that's where we know them. So the thing is, what voice? I'd say probably something similar to what I gave Daria, or whatever, however you pronounce it, back in... I'm not gonna scroll through all those trying to find it, but... Yeah, I don't know, every damn time. Pardon? She pulls herself out from under the hood. The truck she's working on is new, or rather new to her, seeing as she found it wrecked in an old parking lot about 40 expanses from here. My throat. It's nothing. Wrong wrench. And back under she goes. She reaches her arm out to the side, dropping the fending spanner onto what is effectively a surgical tray on wheels. Without looking, she digs through the disorganized pile of tools there to find a replacement. So, did you just come here to watch me work? I mean, not that there's a problem, obviously. Trying to figure out a voice, sorry. Also, my throat is just weird feeling. She grunts with exertion, clearly putting the correct wrench to good use. But lately, seems like your time is in high demand. I was starting to wonder if I had the chops to compete for it. I'm sorry you felt that way. Well, we're all sorry for something. I'm hoping you're here with good news at least. I could really use a pick-me-up. Did something happen? No, but I have a feeling something is about to. And, you know, your phone call has a lot to do with that feeling. Are you implying I only give you bad news? I'm implying that you haven't contacted me in over a blink, and I'm wondering what the special occasion is. Aren't you two matesperts, though? Like... yeah, what the fuck? What did you do? I kind of want to read about quadrants later, because, like, I know they're, like, different in Vast Error, but I kind of forgot what the fuck is happening here? Oh. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I have to read about quadrants later. I have a pretty good understanding of them in Homestuck, but also, again, they're different in Vast Error, so, yeah. We've had this conversation before, I think. If you're upset with me, you are welcome to say so in plain words. Otherwise, I won't be able to address your concerns. You know, for someone who spent sweeps in the mountains mastering the senses, you can be incredibly dense. It seems like I'm being punished for reaching out to you. Can you see why that may cause a person to react poorly? She actually stops working this time. Her arms span to the sides of the truck. I was kidding, but I think I have a right to be upset if I want to be. She turns around. Her brow is arched, I think. And she's trying with that half-cocked pose she does that may as well be a dare. I know. You do. She smirks. Damn right I do. No more canceled dates, alright? Whatever's going on, you gotta let me in. You nod. When she holds her arms open, you fall into them as quickly as we can. I'm really glad to see you. So, like, are we playing as Mashiri? Must be. I am sorry, by the way. I meant to call you sooner. Don't worry about it. I'm not in the mood to play that card anymore. You're lucky you're so cute. Why? And dangerous. Of course. Didn't even need to be said. She lets you go with a kiss. She won't hold a grudge against you, but you still feel a little guilty. Especially since you came here at Cecily's request. Why did you come here again? You can't recall. You don't have a picture-perfect memory like Cecily. You do not have the right to recall. But, like, I guess it's kind of cool we're actually playing as a different character, I suppose. That's kind of cool, legitimately. Like, I always appreciate it when a show kind of gives some time to focus on someone who's not the main character, or I guess game, but I kind of got some new stuff. I don't know, just kind of going into like a little mini rant here. So basically, two shows I like that kind of, I don't even know where to go with this. I want to do like a mini rant, but also don't at the same time. I guess I'm just happy we're not going to be Cecily like 100% of the time. That's pretty cool. That's basically the gist of what I'm saying, right? Like, say, Steven Universe. Steven Universe was a fairly okay show. But something it suffers from was, no matter what, Steven had to be included. They would not give Steven a rest. There was only one episode in the entirety of the show that did not have Steven in it. At all, that did not have a Steven as a focus, and even then, that wasn't really the case, because it was like the weird fusion thing. Like the whole, Steven was fused with a different character for the entire episode, and that's the only reason that is counted as Steven is not present in this episode. The only reason. Well, say, like, okay, it's okay to focus on a character a lot, especially if the show is based around that character. It would be, admittedly, a little weird to have an episode not focus on that character, right? Well, guess what? That does not work out very well. There's some plot points that are just like, they would just work a lot better if it didn't focus on Steven, you know? And then, I don't even know where else to go with this. I said pretty much all I wanted to say on that particular thing, but then say a different show I like that actually does this. OKKO. It's another show where the main character is in the title of the show. They're like the main character. It would be weird to kind of not focus on them. But the thing about this is occasionally when there is something that it's perfectly fine to have, to not have the main character there, like where it would benefit from not inserting the main character in some way, it does that. Like, sometimes it was just like an episode focused on a different one in the main cast. No mention of OKKO. Or KO, I guess OK isn't part of his name. Stuff like that. And it does benefit the show a lot. While Steven Universe, Steven always has to be included. Even in that one fucking flashback thing. Could have just been like, hey, fucking, I don't know, like, he had to be inserted into it. He went into the memories or whatever. He was there. He wasn't there, but yeah. He had to be inserted in some way. Like, I think the only episode that really ever had an exception was, I think, one of the season 2 episodes with, like, the whole, which was also a flashback episode. I think, like, he was still there, but, like, I don't know, I'm being boring. People have probably stopped watching or skipped over this. So, recall Snare Montour. Is that a car pun? Motor. Your recall ability failed. I was fucking right. I was right about that. That's a bit embarrassing, but no need to worry. You have your ways. Read. Snare Montour is one hell of a mechanic. She has connections all over Repeton's less reputable circles outside the city, though not because she's disreputable herself. Rather, she just wouldn't be caught dead in the stronghold these days. She hates corporate, and with good reason. Despite this, her past mixed with her present makes her the perfect cocktail of information related to the corporate-owned trucking business. From what she's told you, she's got eyes on personnel, distributors, and their products, schedules, and most importantly, route data. The kind of information Secily needs to follow up on her tips from the awards ceremony. Snare also happens to be your mate sprint. Your mate sprint who doesn't appreciate that you've been blowing her off for Repeton Star Regulator. She wears her disappointment on her face in several ways, even through a smile. She's trying to be pleasant for your date. You scold yourself a bit for neglecting her as much as you have been. It's not fair of you to keep letting yourself get caught up in Cecily's messes. Snare has given you every opportunity to show you you're serious about being with her. You think it's time her patience paid its dividends. But what about the case? Yes, and what about it? It's only been at the center of your attention since Cecily came bursting through your door half dead and paranoid. Again? As Snare was polite enough to remind you, you've had to cancel your recent dates to juggle her burglary work with your work. You agreed to do it, sure, but only because she was spitting out on her own. Cecily is brilliant, usually. You love her immensely, but she really doesn't... she really doesn't seem to think she can operate alone. This threat she's facing now might just be too much for her to handle, as predictable as she can be. Maybe you should go back. There are some contacts you could pull for her. Maybe find her a few more teammates she can tolerate so she doesn't go careening into another depressive nosedive. But what about Snare? Yeah. Focus, Mashiri. Now is not the time. I say absolutely... Okay, I would say ask her for help with this thing, and then absolutely promise that you would fucking, as soon as it's done, you just spend as much time with her as she wants, okay? That sounds like a good trade-off, you know? Like, Cecily would get the help she needs, and, well, you get to make her happy, and I guess be happy yourself? I don't know. I think I'm giving good advice. Oh, I mean, it's not like you can hear me. But yeah. Cecily can wait. If the topic of the case comes up organically, you ask Snare about the route data like she asked you to. Until then, your attention will be on your mate spread. These moments are supposed to be what life is all about, after all. Okay, that's acceptable. I'll accept that. Snare's garage is a study in heuristics. It presents an easy way to form an opinion about who she is. Messy floors, messy tables, walls covered in old calendars, posters with cars that feature a peculiar aesthetic more befitting of 10 sweeps ago. It's a life of displacement, disorder. But if you take the time to look a little deeper, you start to notice a pattern in the chaos. And under that, you start to see that it was never really a mess at all. It's a self-portrait. See, Snare lives alone in the middle of nowhere. It's not that she can't keep up, it's that she has no one to impress anymore but herself. And that worked for her. It works for you even more. You love Cecily, but she demands a lot from you, and she demands that you hide a lot of yourself. She tends to rely on her heuristics, just as she chose to judge Snare on appearances alone. She's taken to deciding who you are these days based on personal convenience. It's easier that way for most of your clients, you suppose. Fucking lag. But that was never really you, was it? You know, I was almost hoping to see you in your robes today. I wondered if you would have time to change since you came here right after work. Do you not like the leather? What a ridiculous idea. Do I not like the leather? You look cool as hell in leather, Sherry. It's more like... Okay, you ever see those videos where a tiny little bark beast tears up a burger like nobody's business? Some of my clients like them, yes. It's like that, sort of a morbid fascination. I like thinking that I'm the only one who knows what you're actually capable of. Are you hoping I'll snap up and chew my bosses? A maiming or two would be nice if it's not too much to ask. You can feel her grinning, even if you can't see it. You can... Oh, okay, you're right. She closes the hood of the truck to fiddle with something on the windshield. Oh, take it into consideration. I do like entertaining morbid fascinations after all. Is that why you keep the cop around? Something like that. She can certainly be morbidly fascinating at times. Is that what you're calling it now? Does she even know you come out here? You shifted it. You were hoping to drag this out a little longer. She does now. What's that supposed to mean? It doesn't have to be now, but at some point she and I were meaning to ask you some things. She lowers her head down slowly and makes a deep thud when it hits the hood. Is she here somewhere? Did she follow me? Of course not. She turns around to face you, clearly disappointed. I know she can be hard to manage. You won't have to see her. That's not really the problem, though, is it? The chick's A-cap, Sherry, with a capital C. Despite her bizarre choice of words, you want to agree with her. You hate corporate almost as much as she does. Oh, all corporate are bastards. Okay. I'd say she's a fucking... Yeah, cops are fucking assholes, but I think, what's her name? Fucking dumb. Cecily! I fucking forgot Cecily's name. I'm dumb. But yeah, Cecily's cool. Although, honestly, she does kind of have the whole bad attitude. I think Cecily might actually fit under A-cab, honestly. But also, you can't really help but like them, you know? You know better than anyone how suffocating that place can be. Remember how you met Snare. Oh, okay. Those days, she smoked even more than she does now, if that can be believed. It suited her. She was a big name for a while around the offices, and you even remember sitting in a conference room with her a few times while she worked her way up the corporate ladder. Back then, the most you knew of her was that she seemed nice, if not a bit aggressive, and she always seemed to be chewing on a smoking filter of one of those caustic candy cigarettes. When the time came for you to sit down with her one-on-one, she had just been promoted to a leading position in the fiscal responsibility department. Her office was filled with a dim, ambient light and the syrupy, acrid stench of burnt sugar. She was intoxicating. She must have caught you staring because she flashed you a wry smirk as she asked you to close the door. Don't worry, this is just a formality, she had said. I just wanted to check a couple of numbers with you. You had to resist asking to check her. Oh my god. That would have been smooth. But that would come later. You start asking as the nearest chief source of information about some of the more elusive tidbits around the temp agency, and once or twice you may have slipped in a few personal details, something she never seemed to mind. You told yourself you weren't looking for a mate sprint, but as monster breaks turned into lunch dates under the guise of business meetings, it became painfully obvious to anyone watching that you were smitten. You couldn't have guessed it from her smoky eyes, but under it all, she was burning away. You never asked her the details, but you've heard all about it from secondhand sources. Apparently, she had looked into the books of some of her less inclined colleagues and found something sinister. After that, there were 3 phone calls. The first ended in a shouting match. The second with vitriol, the likes of which the office had never seen. The third ended when she stormed the office of the executive and had to be escorted from the building by none other than Miss Secily herself. Oh my god. When you found her, she was sitting on the curb with makeup running down her cheeks. Miss Sherry, you are the only goddamn thing there worth saving, she told you. You're the only thing here that ever made any fucking sense at all. I should have done that in the voice. You asked her what you could do. She asked you to stay with her. So you did. Hello, Repeton de Labita? You snap out of it to find her standing face to face with you. What happened to paying attention? I apologize, I was lost in thought. Her arms are covered in dark stains from her work on the engine, which now seems to be humming with life. When did that happen? She grins at you. You like it? It's incredibly impressive. You reveal more of your technical prowess with every endeavor I witness. Should be so lucky to see a woman like you in action. You wanna take it for a spin? She presses a button on the panel attached to the wall. With rusty complaints, the garage door scrapes open. Are we done talking about Secily? We are until you bring her up again. Oh my. Oh god, this is the whole route just gonna be from her point of view? She makes her way around you and into the driver's seat. The truck's door there is equally as rusted as the garage. By the sound of it, the adhesive attaching to it to the frame is made of craft glue and prayers. Are you sure it's safe? Guess we'll find out. She shifts into first gear and the truck begins to move. Uh-oh. Tap, tap. What is this? It's been a while since we've been here, huh? God, the brightness is killing me. One palm and then the other. What, like that? Like fucking clapping? No, tap tap. I don't get it. There are thoughts in your head. None of them make any sense. One thing, then the next move, one step at a time. Rrrg? Rrrg. Rrrg! You give up. Your nails dig into your arm. Are you actually here? Are you just streaming this all up? Is that junior regulator looking at you funny? This guy? Are you maybe it's them. That guy. I think they're actually directly looking at us. Holy fuck. What are you going to say to him when you get there? When he sees you? Are you still the same as you were before? As when he gave you your sword, your license to kill? Are you still good enough to face him? You pull at your skin. Focus. You can do this. You've been planning for this meeting. The executive? Why did she have to die? Who the fuck is Manila? They don't exist. They never did. Ah, fuck. I should keep that open. Miss Ayapara, the executive will see now. It's time. You step into the elevator. It's been a long while since you took it all the way to the top. You feel like your brain is on fire. There are a number of ways this could go, and it's been hell trying to plan for all the possible contingencies. The executive says there's still living ancestor. Doesn't take many meetings these days. The topic must be incredibly important if he's willing to risk you contaminating his room. This may be your last chance to see him, you think. He's barely hanging on. So why are you so scared of him? The elevator slows. When it opens, you're greeted with a dark space lit only by maroon light from under the panels in the wall. It's small. Its only real purpose is to serve as a transition between the elevator and an airlock, the sterilization chamber. The walls surrounding the airlock are made of glass. From where you stand, backlit against the elevator's interior, you can see his bed. At his side, a woman in a lab coat is injecting something into his IV. You step into the room. The elevator doors close behind you, leaving you in near darkness. A trembling arm lifts itself to brush against the doctor's coat. She glances up to meet your eyes and keys something into a device on the wall near the airlock. When the doors slide open, you step inside quickly. They close behind you and the chamber shines with deep blue and UV light. The doctor's voice crackles through a speaker in the ceiling. Arms at your sides, please. I gave you a voice, right? It was like a fucking nerd voice. Arms at your side, please. You follow the instructions. A pungent spray mists from the nozzles hidden in the walls. When they deactivate, you find yourself slightly damp. I assume you know how to put on the mask? A panel slides to the side. Behind it is a box of surgical masks. You grab one and slide it over your mouth. The doctor enters another combination into the wall panel, and some of the air in the room is vacuumed away. As the pressures equalize, the door out to the executive's room slides open. Hello. I think I gave him like a really fucking deep voice. I think. What is this? Like, what is this fucking Brooklyn accent? I don't know. Am I walking here? Even I don't know. I don't quite remember the voice I gave him. It was like, kinda like this, I think. Not as deep as this, but like still fairly deep and just kinda dying. He's fucking dead. I mean, if I wanted, I could just give him the fucking generic old man voice, like, oh, save me from this hell. But nah, I'd rather kind of do this sort of voice. Like, actually try. I already gave him a voice in Vast Error anyway. You step inside. Every plan you make leaves your head as you approach the bed of the man who bargained away your mate Sprit's life. When he sees you, his ancient face splits into a cracked smile. Regulator Iopara, I'm glad you could make it. Rodair, the doctor stands at attention. Sir, leave us. But, open the blinds first. She nods. A few quick taps on the keypad on the wall to the left segments and rotates on too many axes to reveal the night sky outside. The room sinks into pale moonlight and indigo. When you look back to her, she's already gone. Before we begin, thank you for taking time off of Operation Snowbound Blood for this discussion, and thank you for your continued labor on this case despite your reservations. You know how important this is to the heir and Miss Heatrix. Thank you for putting them first. It was before they were even hatched. I couldn't hold it against them. This reminds me of Regulator Iopara. Miss Heatrix provided me with this week's reduplication registry, and I again didn't find your name. It would bring an old man great comfort to know, but his heir will never live in a world without an Iopara by his side. Have you considered contributing? You grew up in the ruins my ancestor left, sir. I'm sure you understand my reticence. Our Camus was loyal. He fulfilled his duty, and I've been too. I pierced the beating hearts of whoever stood between you and your vision for this world. Arkamu was repaid for his loyalty in blood and lost. He is remembered as a monster. I've begun to fear I'll share that legacy. May I see it? The executive is gesturing at your hip at Prosperina. His hand is shaking with a post-measuring cup on a finger and medical tube snaking around his arm. His face is worn from errors as Repeton's protector, and yet his eyes are always glistening with pride when you are in the room. When you were young, nothing made you more certain you were on the right path in life. Now, you're not sure. You gently draw the sword and turn to hand it to him hilt first. He takes it in trembling hands and turns it over, sighing wistfully. After Caesar's death, Zealots destroyed most of his followers' cherished artifacts, but this blade survived, perhaps the finest of its era. You gave it a new name and a new purpose. He meets your eyes, squinting and determined. How do I feel about this? He meets your eyes, squinting and determined. You do not live in its shadow, nor would another live in yours. Regardless, we have business to discuss, don't we, Regulator? Yes, sir, we do. He hands your sword back to you, then softly sighs, closing his eyes. Frick. Give me a second. This isn't much of a song, is it? It just is. Executive decisions. Amazing. Uh-oh. There is little I have left in this world, Regulator Iopara. The plan I rebuilt has long since been torn apart again. This matter I have asked you to look into, this case. It's time I told you the truth about it. It's time you understood the truth about me and the truth about you, because you're... Oh, stop. Operation Snowbound Blood. The method of storytelling suddenly... the method of storytelling, it's suddenly a lot like Vaster now. Oh, is this Scenario's theme? Or what? What? What a stupid name. It makes me think of if blood could ski or something. Unfortunately, it's not as trivial as it sounds. It's an unmitigated disaster that has led to around 25 deaths or more at this point. I wouldn't put you in such an awkward situation for anything less. Scenario whistles in disbelief. Yeesh, no kidding. And Cecily's got it fucked it all up, I'm guessing? Well, I wouldn't say that, but she seems to be fixated on following the orders of the exact person trying to kill her. Cute. Always a pragmatist, dear Moiril. She's suffering, and she's doing the best she can to save the other targets. Right, I get it. She's been driving on the highway for a few expanses now. The roads are ramshackle things full of craters and displaced asphalt, so at times the ride feels a bit like a wooden roller coaster. To be honest, I kind of wonder how that guy from last volume, the guy I gave the Russian voice to, I wonder how he's doing now, honestly. I want to see him again. We'll probably see him in Vast Terror eventually, but yeah. She's been driving on the highway for a few expanses now. The roads are ramshackle things full of craters and displaced asphalt. So at times, the ride feels a bit like a dialogue box you already fucking read. A solitary road sign that labels her stronghold P3P51, which apparently is still around 223 expanses away. So what is it that you need from me? Recently, a troll was able to discover something hidden in Cecily's memory. It was a conversation mentioning the legal trade of stolen route data for a hijacked truck. She and I thought you might know something about how such data is acquired, or that one of your clients might. Usually you would have to go to the corporate's internal network to find that kind of dirt. Someone who's been in the trucking business for a while would maybe know enough about that system to get in and steal it, though. Do you know anyone like that? Not for a regulator, I don't. Sinear, this really is important. So is my reputation as, not a narc. Besides, I'm sure your little Miss Sherlock can sleuth it out on her own. Oh my god, Sherlock. Oh my god. That's fucking clever. Sherlock. But like, the 6x6 format. Still pronounced the same, but fuck you, that's what. She pulls onto an exit. The scenery changes from barren to lush in almost an instant. I understand you hate her. I understand the two of you have had your differences. But this is bigger than that. You're acting like a spoiled wiggler. Yeah, go ahead and tell me what you understand, Sherry. It's becoming pretty fucking obvious that you don't understand anything at all. I understand that you refusing to act here could cost lives. No, your little wage slave lapdog of a Moira is costing lives. I'm under no obligation to help her. Sinear, please. She drags on her cigarettes. Do you even know the kind of shit she does? I know she does it for good reasons. At least she believes there are good reasons in her hearts. You think that justifies anything? If I intend to kill a spider with my truck and I end up ramming it through your hide, do my intentions make that okay? That seems like a faulty analogy. Hardly. You sigh hard. Out the window, dense forest has been working away at the pavement on the sides of the road. So, on one side, one side is pretty much killing the plan, like destroying all the frickin' just everything. While on the other side, the plan is trying to destroy stuff back. It's trying to grow out the forest. The forest is trying to grow out onto the road. Kind of interesting. The two of you sit in silence for a painful few moments. You can hear the sound of her blowing the smoke from her lungs. I hate to say this, Sherry, but she really sucks for you. You don't respond. It's not like this is the first time this topic has been broached. She reaches out her hand to you. You take it in yours begrudgingly. Remember when we used to do volunteer work? I still check in at the shelter from time to time. You do remember. People corporate would fire people the city decide couldn't be of use anymore. A lot of them would end up stuck with no food and no home, settling the stronghold. After Sinear lost her job, she took it upon herself to see that none of them went hungry. She would spend hours at this rundown homeless shelter, maybe not even for herself, but for the meditative state it put her in. She would bring you along sometimes. It always struck you how similar it seemed to therapy for her. It struck you even more just how many people there were that had lost everything. You run your thumb over the back of her hand. Some of the people I met there didn't make it. Mirthomaniacs started using the place to find fodder for their fight clubs, and corporate just lets it happen because they've got rare blood. If I got put out like that, Cecily would let me get killed. You know that, right? Funny you mentioned that. She just finished killing a fair amount of Mirthomaniacs. I heard about this. It was part of the case, right? I lost a couple of clients in that fight. But surely that shows you that Cecily isn't a monster. I mean, sure, but there's something in it for her bosses this time, right? You remember hearing about Cecily's injuries after that fight. She and Necron fought to within an inch of their lives. That approach is needlessly cynical. She doesn't fight for materialism. Yeah, no, I don't doubt that Cecily does some good things, Sherry. That's not what I'm saying. You know how many missing person reports I filed when the shelter started losing people? And nobody came. Not even your girl. She was on other cases, fighting other cults at times. Not to mention the several extraction operations I'm aware of, specifically related to Mirthomaniac rings and red rooms. Successful ones, or do they go in every time with silk gloves on? Because I know for a fact that extraction protocol states that high bloods are not to be killed outside of self-defense. Kinda beats the purpose of pulling anyone out, doesn't it? I'm aware of successful extractions. Still, the code members, they, didn't go out and kidnap someone else instead. Corporate just picks the one they like to save, and my friends are cool to die, right? Cecily isn't involved in that. She gives you a look. Listen, the point I'm making is not that Cecily is overly sympathetic to the Mirthomaniacs or any other freak show band. A backwater hooligans you're about to throw my way. The point is that her bosses are. And from the few interactions I've had with the gal, I'd say she's not big on defying orders. Corporate didn't help the people out when they needed it. So I'm not gonna help corporate. Simple as that. I think Cecily's kinda leading in that direction too, away from corporate. The road turns to gravel. You've driven far away from civilization. Maybe you can consider it a favor for me instead. If you help just this once, I would be deeply grateful. I'm scared for her and for everyone involved. She seems to consider that. She runs her fingers along your hand, squeezing gently at times. I'll think about it. For now, I want to show you something. The truck squeaks to a stop in a patch of rough ground off the side of the forest. Follow me. She pulls the key from the ignition, then disappears into the tree line, following a thin, overgrown nature trail. You step out of the truck to follow her. Back to this. Our entire lives, this whole planet, my empire, has been nothing but a preamble. We exist as scribes of codes for a bitter game, Regulator Iopara, and it is the only thing worth fighting for. I don't understand. I doubt you would. But know this, and know that there is nothing we can do to avoid fate. You and I are destined for morbid ends. He rasps out a dry cough. Oh fuck, it actually turned into a song. Oh no. Do you know how old I am, Regulator? I don't, sir. I am 144 sweeps old. Nonsense, sir. You don't look a day over 100. He cracks a grin. A pathetic laugh emanates from somewhere in his throat. And the blood. Do you know where it comes from? Of course, sir. It comes from the Vivifier. The Animator, she could be called. The Life Giver. She was a remarkable woman. Zekara was her real name. I mentioned you to her before she died. How is that, sir? She died over 100 sweeps ago. He laughs again. It drags against its vocal cords. And yet, the blood you are searching for, the blood you have killed to find, is only 19 sweeps old. You feel a shock in your core. Reigns. She has a descendant, yes, but I am forbidden to touch her. But you've been stealing her blood? Not hers. For 100 sweeps, it has been Zekora's blood flowing in my veins. The vial you're searching for is merely the end of a centennial-long experiment, which means the Vivifier died less than 10 sweeps ago, Regulator. What? So, this whole time you've been leading me on? In essence, yes. Is it getting... I feel like the background's getting darker. Maybe I'm just kind of dying. In essence, yes, it was necessary. Then, who is Elsie Raines? Elsie is the beginning of the end for us. She is an exchange. At times, a bargaining piece. She is the most important person on the planet. You can't respond. You can only wait for him to continue. Zekra and her partner, Zisel, came to me in the aftermath of great suffering, when it seemed no hope remained in the hellscape the Renaissance left behind. And from ruin, I became the catalyst of the greatest revolution in history. When the ground was empty of anything worth hoping for, I transmuted the ground into something new. I led by example, and as alchemists we rebuilt Repeton from nothing. I was not just a leader, regulator. I was a messiah. And they needed me. Because without my help, their descendants could never be born. And in return, she gave me her blood. And I lived on. But the time came when I could not stall any longer. And on the day Elsie Raines was born, the vivifier perished. Now the background is getting dark. A cloud shifts over the white moon. The room becomes drenched in midnight blue. She left me what remained of her blood. I survived through her will. This last vial, what is left of her and of me. When you find it, I would like you to give it to my heir. He will be taking my place soon. I have grown so tired of living. Your knees have been locked this whole time. Your head is pounding. Does Sestro know? He doesn't. He knows none of what I have told you. Only that Elsie is of highest priority. I would ask that you keep it that way. You nod. If Sestro knew, how could that benefit him? It would only drown him in guilt. Regulator, sir, would you indulge me for a moment? I would like to discuss some thoughts with you. I will take your silence as an invitation. He turns to face the window, just like his descendants. His eyes scan across the great expanses of stars above. In my time on this planet, I have known so many people. I have loved many of them. But each life, each indelible moment I held in my mind is proof of something greater than myself, my reasons to stay alive. Well, I have seen all of them die, and I have forgotten where most of them are buried. I'm sorry, sir. In my younger days, I dreamed of space. I used to believe in an eternity above our heads. I would build rockets in my mind. I would see them drifting the worlds greener than this. This great beyond. It was the spirit of progress. It was hope for something better. But the ships I built never returned. Brilliant minds were lost to a cold vacuum. And the only things left of those programs now are brittle memories that serve no one and nothing. Testaments to failure. I am nothing but an anachronism. I am nothing but an anachronism, Cecily. I lingered here, knowing that I was lingering for nothing. I persisted to search for fragments of a time when I was naive, to spend my life waiting for the right moment. But I am realizing now that there is never a right moment for any of it. This planet spins on and more die each day. But your life can still mean something, and that is why I called you here. I meant to wait to see what would come of your investigation, but the things you have found, the players involved, I cannot afford to wait any longer. I need you to do something for me. His eyes break from the window to catch yours. When this case ends, you'll find Reigns and the descendant of Thessal Vorats, and you will protect them with your life. Refusal of this mission can result in the death of Repeton. And my position as chief regulator will be terminated, yes. This task is strictly off record. Your contacts will be monitored as well. Your hands are shaking like his are. Your thoughts drift to Arceus. Do you feel capable of continuing your work? I do, sir. Good. You are dismissed. Send Rodir back in when you go, please. You turn to face the airlock, but you can't move. This is so wrong. Everything about this is so wrong. You need to ask him. You can't keep going without knowing. You turn back around to face him. Sir? He looks at you. His eyes tell you he was expecting this. I wanted to ask you about Alina. Go back, please. The two of you stumble out of the woods together. The hike wasn't a long one, but the trail of dense with foliage due to sweeps of disuse. See what I tell ya? Totally worth it. In front of you is the most natural landscape you have seen in the 8 sweeps of your professional life. It's beautiful. It seems to stretch on forever. I had no idea this place even existed, and so close to the stronghold. How is this here? I'll admit it's a bit of a forced perspective. This cliff just happens to be the perfect spot to view what's left of this place. But if you can tell, it's starting to come back. Not much, but it's a start. I had a feeling you'd like it. It reminds me of my time at the Temple of Mediators. There's a place in the Appenine foothills like this. As you watch, she brings her arms around your shoulder and pulls herself close to you. Do you miss it? My time with the Mediators, you mean? Your time outside the city, when you had your whole life ahead of you. The horizon in front of you is beginning to blend into the first signs of day. I do. So much. I keep doing the wrong one. There's a place for us out here. We don't have to stay orbiting the stronghold for the rest of our lives. Snare, there's so much left to do here. I know. But when it's over, when the case is done, maybe. You huff. She notices. I know I haven't been easy to deal with today. I'm sorry for that. I keep letting my personal stuff get in the way. I'm not mad at you for your convictions. If it were up to me, I would have never been involved in this case. But it wasn't up to me. I just want people to stay safe, and I need you to be on my side on this. She spends a moment staring out at the canopy of light below. The vapors from the end of her cigarette spiral into the breeze, disappearing into the shattered atmosphere. Alright. Ask me anything you need to know. Oh my god, you decide to ask. I'm so sorry, whatever your fucking name was. Let's think here for a moment. Obviously, this is the... We already know the answer to this, sort of, right? Let's go from top to bottom. Alright, if Snare has... Okay. Fuck. If Snare has heard of Noxus. The name sounds familiar. I definitely haven't met the guy personally, but I've heard through the grapevine that he's a pretty tough customer. Targeted harassment, baiting, fraud, all to get unstable folks to walk off the deep end, right? Yes, that's him. Fuck that guy. Agreed. She takes another pull from her cigarette, which is nearing the end of its life. She pulls it from her mouth, puts it out on the side of her boot, then eats the candy-coated filter. I hear a lot of talk about this guy, Ashbringer, too. They say he's working with a cop. Scared the shit out of some of my senior clients. He partnered with your girl? Yes, his name is Necron. The two of them are hunting Noxus together. Now that's at least something I can respect. I never would have thought that Secily Iopara would partner with an unlicensed vigilante. Makes me think there's hope for her yet. Do you have faith in Necron to make the right decisions? I have faith in Necron's ability to do what he thinks is right. Which, dare I say it, is a step up from Cecily's MO. I bet he's a good influence on her, keeps her grounded. Oh, Cecily, your face waxes somber as you think about the past few weeks. Do you think she can get better? I want to think she can get away from corporate someday, and find herself as she was before she lost her mate Fritz. Do you think that's possible? Sinead's face is sympathetic. I think she could. I like to think she could. I think deep down she knows what's right, and that counts for something. Maybe she can leave the city. She told me about this farm she found with a group of children. There's one partner she spoke to who said they traded food in exchange for sovereignty, whatever. She said they were committed to non-violence. That's so sweet. I know you think Cecily can't choose to be good, and a lot of times you're right, but I don't think I've ever seen her so proud of someone before. She really loved them, even if they hated what she was. Maybe you can talk her into going back there when she's done with this. I think she would like that. She takes out another cigarette. Alright, so let's go to how the data was stolen. I can think of a couple ways it could happen, but there's one that's foolproof. Way back in the day, there's a backdoor into corporate's data network that could be accessed through the GPS tech they put in their trailers. There's some bad programming in the account, and this is that let anyone with a trucker's license make an admin account. Most folks who took advantage of it got rooted out pretty early because they thought it'd be funny to fuck up the schedules with like bulge jokes and shit. And some others figured they could cheat the system to assign themselves easy jobs. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people still had access to it. No way corporate walks away from that big of a screw up without it coming back to bite them. And this is useful data, the kind worth paying for. You wouldn't believe the kinds of particulars you could pull with those credentials. Any truck, any cargo, any time. Cestro could take a shit and nail it, and you'd know. Gross. Can you think of anyone suspicious? Perhaps a client who seemed to be too informed. Not off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of my regulars. Well, actually, wait. There is one person. Gods, what was her name? She crosses her arms and stares off into the distance, trying to remember. Remind me about this when we get back to my shop. I might know of someone you can look into. She looks back to you. Was there anything else, or was that all you needed? How did you lose your job? I am actually really curious on this, kind of why I saved it for last. You really want to know? I feel like it would just make you sad, or it would just make me seem like an ass. You don't have to tell me, I just want to understand what you've been through. Sure. Okay, here goes. So, when I was pretty young, I'd spend a lot of time wandering at nights. I was trying to figure out how far I could stretch my survival ability, so I tried to stay awake for as long as possible. I would pick a direction, then just walk for hours to kill time. Oh my god, I just realized. You know what I should have done? I should have gone down to that gas station that's in walking distance and bought some fucking Mountain Dew from there for this recording to drink during the recording. Just whatever they had available. And then I completely forgot about it. I was thinking of going down there sometime soon, and then I forgot about that. But it would have been it would have been at least funny to just kind of have that when recording, right? Just fucking reading something like this while just sipping a big old thing of Mountain Dew Code Red. It would have been a good idea. Because your survival ability lets you stay awake, right? Right. Well, this one I had walked farther than I had ever walked before. I was excited, right? My little kid brain was like, what if I find something no one's ever seen before? I ended up walking all the way to the depths. There are these, like, mountains of garbage, just massive piles of shit people threw away that washed back up on shore. It smelled awful, like you wouldn't believe. But just before I turned to book it, I heard someone. I don't know if you've ever heard what someone sounds like when they can't scream anymore, like they've been yelling for hours. It was like this rasping, heavy, heaving noise, crying and choking all at once. I followed it down to the shore, and there was this guy down there. One of the mountains had shifted, and he got his leg run through by this old metal wiring, so he was bleeding into the sand, and she takes a breath. There's this other guy just watching him, waiting for him to die. But the guy down there saw me, and he pointed at me and kept trying to yell. The other guy must have gotten freaked out or something, because when he saw me, he jumped up and started digging around in the guy's clothes. He just stole his money and ran away. The guy kept on trying to scream for me to help him, but I was so scared, and I ran away too. Oh, God, Snare. I know, I was so stupid I didn't know what to do. But as I kept getting older, I kept telling myself that I was never going to become that. I was never going to be like that, you know? I was going to have money, and I was going to be important enough that someone would come for me. So as soon as I was old enough, I applied to work at corporate. And I gave them everything, sweets of my life. They asked me to do some awful things to people. I didn't even think twice about it, because I was going to be important enough that someone would come. When I met you, I had just gotten promoted to the big leagues, and it was so weird because no one there was any better than the places I'd been before. They were all just people. People who did horrible things, and I was one of them. But you weren't horrible, Sherry. You helped people. One day, they told me I was gonna have to cut corporate assistance to, like, low priority individuals, and I was like, what the hell does that even mean, low priority? They just meant people like me. People they could afford to replace. And I was going to do it. I had the phone in my hand, but I started thinking about the guy who just watched someone die just to take his money, and I couldn't do it. I called my boss back and I told him to stick it. But he just passed it on to someone else and they cut it anyway. I swear I screamed for hours when I found out. Started thinking, like, why would anyone come for me now? What have I done to deserve being saved? The only thing I could think to do was go to the executive about it. And, well, you know how that turned out. You lean into her. She pulls you closer. You know, for a while I was worried you liked Cecily better than me because she wasn't already fucked. Like, that the difference between me and her was that she was still fighting and I already gave up. But you didn't give up. No, you're right. I know that now. It's just hard for me to get out of that headspace. She's so much like I was. For a moment, the two of you are silent, but Snare quickly shakes off her funk. Phew, alright. Now that that's over, ask me something else. Give me another one, Sherry. Oh, is that it? Well, I did want to ask you one other thing. Shoot. Fuck. So I think I just clicked on a random application. Guess not. If Snare is serious about leaving. Yeah, I think I am. I mean, not without you, of course, but I think it would be really good for me to get out of here. And you wouldn't be worried about leaving everything behind? Well, that's just it. I don't really have much left here. I could find a bunch of truckers to work with anywhere. The only thing I want to stick around for is you. You think about that for a moment. It's strange. The more she talks about it, the more you want to run away with her. Why do you ask? Were you thinking about coming with me? You want to say yes. Your heart tells you to say yes. I'm gonna try to talk you into it. Ready? If it gets to be too much, just let me know and I'll back off. Okay. back to here. She would have died either way. If not then soon after. How can you say that? How can you know? Let me help you understand something, Regulator Iopara. People die, things happen, and it is our job to keep moving forward. You think I have never been through withdrawal? You think I have never bonded in 144 sweeps? I still feel that pain. I have felt that ache every day for longer than you have been alive. Then you know what it means. I know what your mind tells you it is. We are vessels, Regulator. We carry our pain and it shapes us. We learn from it, just as you should now. Do you not see how she was holding you back? How much stronger you are now that you have something to fight for? You feel like you're going to be sick. I will never forgive you. Your actions have cost me everything. Frankly, Regulator, I was never asking for your forgiveness. I am asking you to look past the hate and realize that this is what you were made for. What we were made for. Respectfully, sir, if this is what I was made for, I would have preferred to have never been made. I will be submitting my resignation. Find someone else. What are you so afraid of, Iopara? That an old dying man is going to tell you to do something you didn't already want to do? That you are becoming a monster? How many have you killed, Regulator? Where is the line between troll and abomination? They found her in a barrel, sir. There is nothing left for me to bury. And I have shoveled piles of dead away to save what is left of this world. Are you so weak that you refuse to steel your nerve over one woman? This is how you survive the future, Iopara. This is the only way forward. If you leave now, you will destroy any shed of relevance Robiad has left. Who the fuck is that? You don't know what to do. You want to leave. You want to get far, far away from this place. But leave. I have done so much harm, sir. I won't do any more. This world needs you, Secily. You are the thin line that stands between order and chaos. Stay. There are people who need me here. There are people who need you out there, Shiri. People who don't have anyone else. With all due respect, sir, there are other regulators. Surely they can handle things. But not with your touch. Not with the same artistry. You are the only one I trust to watch over them. But Secily needs me here. That can't be an excuse. You can't spend the rest of your life living for someone else. I only lived for her, sir. I cannot continue to serve the same institution that took so much from me. Then build a new one and find something to live for. Sestra will listen. I love you, Mashiri. I know this is a hard decision, but I'm going to be with you no matter what you decide. I just want to see you happy. This may be your only chance to save what little is left, Regulator Iopara. The only thing holding you back from redemption is yourself. Okay. I'll leave with you as soon as the case is over. Yes, sir. I will stay, sir. And we don't even get to see the other side. Some days, oh, there's more. Someday soon, you will walk through the trees outside of here like she does. You will visit the forests and the cities like your ancestors did. And no matter where you end up, you know that that place will be better than here. This cold won't last forever. You're sure of it. There will come a time when the suns are pleasant things again. So you bring her inside as she breaks down. Because you're here with her now. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, fuck. Because you won't be here forever. She tells you she needs you. You tell her you know. And when the phone rings, you already know who it is. Now might not be the best time, Snare. Shit, sorry, just one thing. Have you ever heard of a gal named Yeshin Levis? You don't have the heart to tell her. Yes, okay. Who's this? Oh no. So that basically confirms they're gonna have a fucking route later. Why not look at the Trollodex some? Oh, hello, Twitter. Fucking bad. What? Wait, what? No, wait. Oh! Oh, it's down! Okay. Huh. Well, I can look at this at least, but like, what? Character! Oh, so this is a character, huh? Maybe I can find it on the website? Huh. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Would be cool, but yeah. No! Okay, I should get something to fucking drink. Or more, whenever. Yeah, it'd be a good time. God, it doesn't even feel like it's been a freaking hour and 18 minutes yet. Just checking this. Alright, no update. Guess it doesn't matter because I'm not reading it yet, but. Oh, fuck. Hello, fucking volume 2, I think. That's all I'm here for. So, what reason do we have for fucking Barm? You. Glomer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully this will be a lighthearted route, huh? Because that last one was just very fucking heavy. And you're absolutely positive the sigil you found belongs to Noxus, without a hint of conspiracy or shadow of a doubt. Your partner, conversational and occupational, jogs up to your side once he's finished. Direct quote, crossing nods for faith and tops. Trust me, this is totes legit. I know it sounds kinda sketch, but it's the real deal. 110%. We're about to blow this fucking frozen soda treat stand. You wince as he drops that curse so close to the underground. Please, you try to telepathically impart. Keep it clean down there. You're looking at me funny. Something wrong with talking explosives or the little ankle biters? Necron, if you're going to be accompanying me to the reduplication caverns, you need to be on your absolute best behavior. And that, quite notably, is a very big if. This is one of the most guarded areas in all of Repeton. You're not a Jadeblood, you're not an Enthal, and you're most certainly not a child. It's a miracle I am permitted to enter. Do you know the amount of paperwork I'm obligated to fill out for as much as 5 minutes at the entrance? Necron gives you a rhetorical question, some thoughts. Oh, he gives you... Okay. You quirk a brow at his direction before deciding to speed this exchange along. Keep your mouth clean is what I'm saying. Unless you like a personal talking to from Miss Heatcrix herself. Oh, solid! You'll be able to notch a 12-course meal off my cart palette, promise! You know, before it slipped my noggin, I thought of a gnarlier way to spin the tail behind me facing that punk. Ah! You shoot him an ice-cold glare and he scrambles to stick a landing. Assassinate punk sigil, yeah! Yeah, that's what I was going for there. Anyway, get this, partner. You have heard it thrice already, and really don't need yet another rerun of these events clogging your memory. As thankful as you are for your perfect recall, it can sometimes be a double-edged sword in your life. Assuming it works as intended, that is. You're trying to get better at not conceptualizing such things about yourself as perfect, even if you did once take pride in the idea. Listen, it's quite alright. I promise the story was sufficiently thrilling the first 3 times. Oh, pshaw! It doesn't count as 3 if you didn't hear me. You just get so lost in the head of yours, sometimes you don't even listen. You try to protest this injustice, but Necron raises a cold metallic finger up to your lips to shush you. Something inside you shrivels up in distaste. I'm serious. Oh, might want to pause here. Just got a bit paranoid over dumb stuff. I'm serious. If I bite it, I'm gonna need your retelling to be up to snuff. The scene was mammoth as all get out. Sigh. You don't actually sigh, but let the record state that you're mostly exhausted enough to sigh. So here's how it all goes down. Love Muffin got an email filled with all kinds of scrambled garbo. Not a real word in the whole doc. Couldn't understand jack myself. And figured that Noxus would be able to get past something as simple as a contact block. Love Muffin, you know, is Orca. The Necron rule of thumb is that any unsigned pet names automatically fall to his mate's prints. But you know, my guppy, sharp-added saw blades cracked the code in no time flat. She was all tip-tap typing and then she was all, I'm in, Darkened Legends. Oh god. Excuse me, where do I get to hear these alliterations you mentioned? This is all painfully familiar so far. I'm getting there. Look, do you want to pay due respect to my possible future corpse or nah? Sigh, for real this time. You get the feeling that he's about to ask where he was before you interrupted him, so you preemptively tell him he was headed to the ruins on the Tom Cruise Memorial Theater 1. Right. She cracked the code and sent me to check out the coordinates she scavenged. Guess Noxus was a total Tom Cruise nut. Nutty enough to try and mess up an already ruined theater, that is. There's a radio buried under some of the rubble that turned out to be a bomb. I would have kicked it for real if the countdown had been a second less, defused it in the nick of time. I'd seen the model before, so I wasn't exactly... Here we go. It's time for the punchline you're more than familiar with. The answer is so ingrained in your mind that you can't help but blurt it out with him. Tuning out, blown away. Wait, what? I saw you said... Told you I made changes, didn't I? There it is. Blown away works a million times better, don't you think? Before it bursts, though, it croaks something out in that janky robot voice. Breakdown in the database. I bet my life that it means the reduplication records. Got a hunch there's some kind of double entendre with the whole breaking down thing. Sigils got themselves in some associated meetings, right? I heard a thing or two about there being a bunch of concepts linked to them, and that sounds like just the kind of ancient stuff those guys would keep on hand. Time to fall. I did it. I own High Swap Act 2. This is going to be terrible. Who are you? Oh, well, okay, I know who you are. Alright. Well, time to continue this. I'll get on to Act 2 tonight. Or tomorrow, we'll see. Sigils got themselves some associate meetings, right? I heard a thing or two about there being a bunch of concepts linked to them, and that sounds like just the kind of ancient stuff those guys would keep on hand. That or he's wrecked shop down there, which means we should defo investigate anyways, just to be safe. Necron continues to recite the aftermath of his tale, going into the excruciating details of the medical attention he received from Orica, which you don't really need to hear again. When can we get to the haha funny retail man, please? Please. I'm begging. You're honestly skeptical about there being any immediate danger inside the caverns. That would be a severe crisis if true, and everything appears to be functioning as normal. Necron's hunch doesn't entirely convince you either, but Noxus is unpredictable above all else. You're mostly taking Necron along for technological assistance if the need for it arises. You and computers don't bode well, and he's picked up a thing or two from his mate's brain. Alright, he's past the gory surgical... he's past the gory surgery pun, which means this particular topic is over. Really put the surge in surgeon! So, the new punchline is pretty boss, right? At this point, you're familiar enough with Necron to know which way leads the path of least resistance. You give him a non-committal nod and stuff your hands in your pockets. Can I hear the full story? Please? I'll admit the new version is far more thematically appropriate, but only from an objective standpoint. I enjoy the humor. Are you finished? He is. Thank the gods. You take a deep breath, put on your best professional look of neutrality, and nod in the direction of the cave entrance. The accoutrement golem standing guard over there have probably been incredibly suspicious of you for the past 10 minutes. Not the best start, but what can you do? I just realized I need to download something else. I got this. I need to download this because I was going to play it together with this person. We played Tower Defense Balloons TD5, the Flash version, and it was kind of fun. And I've been looking forward to getting this, because it would also be fun. I guess there's nothing really bad about... Oh yeah, I forgot I had this open. I was trying to clear up a little space, because that needs to be done. The two of you stop 6 feet in front of the constructs. You calmly endure their robotic stare-downs and ignore your technophobic nerves with poise and grace. Secily Iopara, I'm here for a priority Aleph case. There's a low whirring as their processors take this information in. Yes, you sure as hell are Secily Iopara, and this sure as hell is the most important mission of them all. Necron entirely ignores your earlier insistence that you do the talking and strolls to introduce himself, complete with an awkward handshake of his metal hand. Necron Exmort, I'm with the genius over here. How's it hanging? There's no dramatic... What? There's no dramatic build-up to the negative sounding chime that blasts from the speakers in their torsos, and the two of you are flatly denied entrance. God damn it! They swivel their heads towards each other in a grim reminder that you absolutely hate listening to these things. Their local communication sounds like a titty version of nails on a chalkboard. Necron, however, is only dealt a blow to his emotions. This isn't a matter you're going to take lying down, though. You clear your throat and grab their attention once more. With all due respect, his accompanying me is no light decision. He is a vital asset to the case and absolutely must come with me. He's fully aware of the importance of keeping to himself, and I'm sure you'll find that I've accounted for the possibility of an appropriate third party in my submitted paperwork. The following series of displaced clicks make you clench your fists behind your back. You had a feeling this particular leg of your mission would turn out this way, but you keep pressing. I am the chief regulator, and I will have you know that I am perfectly qualified to select my own investigative partners. Would you like me to call your superiors and explain on your behalf why you played a part in the failure of this case? I am just one phone call away from... You feel a metallic hand clap down on your shoulder, freezing you in your tracks. Your blade hand twitches as it always does when you're seconds away from pulling it out. For a moment, you almost forget these intimidation tactics don't work on machines. Look, Seth, it's fine. I get it. Just go on ahead without me. I'll wait for you outside. Normally, you'd be ecstatic about at the idea of doing things solo. That's how you've operated for Sweet. But the notion of leaving Necron behind at this junction twists something in your gut. Marginally, you mean. You're not that close, but you think you're close enough that you feel something. Fine, I'll see you soon. Don't do anything stupid out here while I'm gone. Don't worry, none about that. Remember to make the right call, Cecily. Hang loose. Necron raises his hand up in the universally understood signal for hanging loose. You know, the one you make when you're mimicking a phone with your head. When he winks at you, it clicks. I'll keep in touch. With that, he saunters off, letting you pass through security with the only added hurdle of having your weapons confiscated. So we're just gonna call the whole time? That's okay, I suppose. You give Prosperina one last long glance and step into the elevator. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but a lot of references there. Okay. So, this is fucking Kid Paradise, huh? Cute. Let's see what we got here. The first glaring thing is fucking Troll Bling Bling Boy. I hate that. Well, okay, these are actually what stood out to me first above anything else, because that's where I was looking. But yeah, the fucking... It's Sprongbib. Springbib. It's him. And, who's this? I don't know who this is. No, seriously, get him out of my face. Alright, we have Paris fucking Platypus, Ben 10, who has soul horns, but not gray skin. What is he, a mutate? What is this? Is this fucking BoJack Horseman? Please do not tell me this is BoJack Horseman. This is not appropriate for kids. Oh, thank you, Steam, you have finished. Thank you. But, please don't tell me that. What's that? That looks like also BoJack. And then I can't even tell what that is. There's a little smaller monitors, most of which I can't recognize. I feel like I should know that one, but I don't. This is that one cat dog thing, but never watched that, so I'm not quite sure what it is. This is Plink from Ed, Edd and Eddy, and also this one's just... They're fucking curious. And this one is just literally... I feel... This is like a Tamagotchi, right? Tamagotchi? What is it? Dachi or Gotchi? Well, whatever, What's this scribbling on? Well, I don't know what that is, either. There's a little donut thing here. That might be a Simpsons reference, but... Oh, so it might just be a donut. However, that is like the donut used in The Simpsons, right? I'm not sure. And just some market. There's a tent here. For some reason. Why is there a tent here? Watch your step, too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is like from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, right? I think I tried to watch it some long time ago, and I think I watched like half of season 1, then just stopped. Got bored of it and forgot pretty much everything I did watch. Aside from like clips. What is this floor here? It looks like water. It's not, but like... Yeah. I don't know. At least everyone here seems happy. It's a fucking kid's paradise. They're all having fun and I like it. This one is just kind of sitting all standing alone. I don't like that. Are they okay? What about this one? They kind of seem to be the same one, but they're closer to everyone else. I don't know. This one just seems to be entirely alone, not really doing anything. Kinda sad. I'm spending way too long looking through everything. So wait, does this mean Globy or Glober or whatever? Is he like an employee here? He's going to be a fucking employee here, isn't he? Oh god. Oh god, oh fuck. All at once, you're smacked in the ears with the cries and rampant laughter of all sorts of kids in all sorts of colors. The sweet spats sure is lively. They must have had a larger sample size than usual. Thankfully, your entry into the class playroom is but a blip on the radar. All the young children are content to mind their own kid business. On top of that, you don't see any teachers around. The closest thing to adult supervision you can find is some kind of life-size Bart Simpson-themed jungle gym in the corner. What? Wait. Bart... If you're quiet, you should be able to get through without alerting anyone. You may have filed your papers for a tavern entrance, but the records room is a little above your level of authority. Slowly, you inch your way around the perimeter of the room, taking great care to look as inconspicuous as possible, which is, admittedly, not much. You're nothing but sharp edges, extremely out of place in this bright and harmless playroom. To think these places used to be war zones. Wait, they what? Somehow, you managed to catch Sabine's insignia garishly graffitied on a board to your right and side. Oh, is that what it is? Or... Thank you, Steam. That should be all I download. I think there's one other thing. Yeah, this. I was thinking of, like, going through this maybe on YouTube soon. That'd be fun. Like, I played it before, but I only did, like, one half of it. I've been meaning to replay it and do the other half, and I might actually record it and try to see everything. We'll find out. Somehow, oh wait, no. That kid sure loves his neon. This place must have been an inspiration for him. You keep hugging the wall, headed towards the door by the far corner. You should be able to scout your... Is this him? Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Just gonna assume this is the guy that I've been looking forward to seeing. You freeze in place at the sound of someone much older than you expected. Figures, you were hoping to make it through without incident. Wishful thinking. Slowly you turn around to face them. Bart! Bart? Okay, I don't know whether to keep doing the voice I established for him back in Vast Terror, or if I should try to do some Bart impression. Cause, like, you know, he would have to stay in character, but, like, also, would he be doing that while talking to Cecily? You're Cecily, right? What the hell is this? You barely keep yourself from gasping at the sight of a very alive and very moving Bart Simpson. There's a person in that thing the whole time? It looks unsettling.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm here on official business. This is... Yeah, They cut themselves off with a big, long yawn that lasts about 5 seconds longer than a typical one does. I know who you are, Chief Regulator. I've heard the whole 9 expanses about you. The thing about Bitcoin and Dairy is that they talk a lot. Word spreads around fast between us, for better or worse. Wait a minute. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so the thing I did to kind of get myself used to the voice initially was kind of, as soon as I heard the whole, he's inspired by Burger Pants thing from the wiki, I just said a fucking Burger Pants line in a dumb voice and kept up with that voice. So I think I need to do that again to really get the voice into action. So, I wanted to be an actor! Something like that. Kinda? I don't know. And I've been looking forward to this for so long because it was fun to do this voice and now I kind of lost it? That's not fun. Fuck. You're telling me you're another one of those boys I keep finding myself having to deal with. The four and only. And before you ask, I'd like to make a few things clear. The least of my priorities being how you got in here in the first place, because I'm most definitely not paid enough of credit to care. Well, that's fortunate, you guess. Still, you can't help but feel offended at how cavalier he's being about his position on Hamifi's behalf. Okay, so forget everything you've heard about how we got our name, because it's all a heaping pile of nonsense garbage. No Bitcoin didn't win a medal, and no Derry didn't see the name foretold in the stars, and no cried up Winslow holding a sword and reciting. You sigh, rubbing a temple. Stop talking. I assure you I wasn't going to ask about that at all. Krytum. Krytum was a guy I liked, right? Who's Krytum again? You. Oh, that's you. Okay, you're that one person I'm not good at voice. Yeah, you and literally everyone else. Lamau. It's very strange not being able to see his face as he's talking. His voice isn't giving you much to work with other than exhausted. He's also talking to himself a lot. It makes you wonder how any of these boys manage to engage in conversation with each other in a timely fashion. Nobody should care because there's not even a story behind it. The boys was just a backup name we used due to group indecision. That's legitimately all there is to know. That's it. Freeze frame and roll credits. Well, if you say so. That's it. That's the end of Snowbound Blood. Thanks for watching. I highly appreciate everyone watching the series. And I'm sorry it came to such an abrupt end, but you heard them. Credits are rolling now. The freeze has technically been framed. Or the frame has technically been frozen, I guess. Whatever the fuck. Fucking goodbye forever. Oh hey, this is kinda nice. Alright. Yeah, that's nice. Alright. Actually getting back to this. It's curtains, the whole damn thing! Turn your blood pumper out because we're starring on Whose Line Was Fraser! You give him a blank stare as he slowly descends into a barely contained turmoil of his own making. I wanted to be an actor! Of course, he said the thing. But nope, I'm stuck in the wriggling day entertainment for these punk rats! Or as I'm contractually obligated to call them, treasured guests! Okay, that's quite enough of that, you think? As deeply fascinating as this man's failed career plans sound, you have a sense of reduplication records to raid. No, please, I want to hear more. You start to back away slowly, hoping he won't notice you moving a hair at a time. There's a wriggling day, is there? Please, tell me more. Man, I don't know if there even is one today. I'm usually forced to perform anyway, so I stopped keeping track. It's like nobody around here has a little enough dignity to put on an ugly cartoon mascot suit. I know, real shocker. Careful, you better pick your jaw off the floor because some snot-nubbed pre-adolescent roller skates over it. Oh, before, not because. Okay. You're almost there. Your hand is on the handle, and boy, are you glad he just keeps talking. You can slip away and leave, Bart to his duties the moment he looks the other way. And then they have the nerve to call me a substitute teacher like they're not perfectly aware that... Okay, I know you're busy, but can you, just say that you need to leave instead of backing away like I'm trying to kill you? You really can't be sneaking around me when my Moiro is a fucking magician. You know what? You don't even know what you were thinking, trying to vanish right in front of his eyes. The suit must be throwing you off. Well, if he's going to keep being a thorn in your side, you figure you at least make him a useful one. Very well. You are going to tell me how to gain access to the populace database. You level him with one of your best intimidating official stares. It's non-negotiable. Sounds wrong considering I haven't seen the records room actually, but alright. Listen, more of a statement really. I don't care at all about what you're doing. You're aware that I'm the chief regulator. It is undoubtedly in your best interest to cooperate. I think this voice is turning more into fucking Carcat's voice. Like, holy fucking shit! God, I feel self-conscious that if I yell too loud, people will hear me. And I don't really mind doing loud voices, but also... What? Yeah, that's what you all say. When you need us to do something we don't want to do. You really are a legit regulator. I'm sorry for ever doubting your skills. He says it with enough tourism to make your expression sour. Whatever, if he hasn't seen the database, then he's even less used to you than before. In that case, I have other people who can assist me. Good day. Well, la-di-da, your secret assistant is so useful to your mission, then why didn't you bring them in with your fancy pants security clearance? Ah, slip of the tongue, your eyebrow twitches in irritation. That's a rhetorical question. I'm not interested in this scenario in the slightest. It's none of your concern, as a matter of fact, so it works out for both of us. Okay, so you're saying you tried and failed. Story of my life, Lamau. Bet 10 loops you tried to walk right in with them before the golem showed the poor sucker the door. None of your concern. You can tell you replied just a hair too quickly as soon as the words leave your mouth. Not that it matters, you are still here on official business. You turn around and prepare to shut the door on him, but something he says catches your attention. Man, wouldn't life be so much easier if you could just get them inside somehow? Why is the phone ringing? Why does it have to ring? I don't give a shit about the phone. He says it with a precise amount of forced wistfulness needed to convey that he's offering you a deal. You pause, then you curse again. Then you curse under your breath before turning towards him again. You have 10 words to explain yourself. I can smuggle them in if you take over for me. Isn't that 11? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 11. You squint at him. Even with his previous carelessness, you're stunned to see a Jade Blood make such an offer. Is he? I don't recall if he's a Jade Blood or not. You know that's his caste for the record, due to his being neither an enthal nor a child. Accoutrement golems can't speak your language, so they're also off the table. Process of elimination. You make a mental note to let Hamifi know about this little attitude as soon as you're out of here. Do I get to explain the terms and conditions, or are you just gonna keep glaring at me? You're not melting the Bart suit with whatever eye lasers you think you have, lady. This thing absorbs heat like no one's business. For the record, this deal may very well leave you broken by the end of it on several emotional and psychological levels. Better get used to the right sense of sweat and fear, because it will most definitely replace a majority of your primary gray matter functions. Full disclosure, it's mostly gonna be sweat. Stop wasting my time. Tell me what I need to know. You see this? Bart motions over to the rest of the playroom. It's every Jade's ideological paradise. A full gaggle of kids, safe and sound. Normally, classes are split between the higher and lower shades, mainly just for ease of teaching physiological and social differences. Jades and Sea Dwellers, on the other hand, are rare enough to get their own separate classes. Honor students, as the official designation goes. At playtime, though, they all converge. The only thing missing from this perfect picture is a teacher explaining something academy or safety related, and the mandatory cha-cha slide time. There's always a required level of cha-cha slide competency for these kids to worry about. Oh my fucking god. I remember back when my grandma was like forcing me to really go places. There was like a weird little kind of meetup. I forgot why I was really up there. I think it was, I'm not sure really, but like there's a sort of meetup I was forced to go to like once a month, and I kind of enjoyed it, but half the time I just wanted to get home again. And the fucking kids there were obsessed with the cha-cha slide. I don't fucking know why, but like there's like a little monitor thing, like a little small TV type thing. They'd get the fucking adults there to play the cha-cha slide, and they just either sing along to it or just try to dance it. And just the worst part is I can't even remember if they were good or bad at it. That slight memory relapse haunts me every day. But yeah. And slightly tragic story here. That's also where I actually got my first girlfriend. I never saw them again after the first day I met them. Or, no, not met them, like the first day it actually happened. Like, you fucking confessed to me, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but okay. And then they never came to those meetups again. They gave me an email, they never responded to the emails, and I just never saw them again. And that's pretty much the end of it. So yeah, tragic. I did try to keep in contact, but they never really got in contact back, and it was just, whoa. I don't know what happened, really. But, yeah. I didn't really know them that well anyways. I don't even think I really remembered them, honestly. So maybe that was kind of for the best. Who knows where that could have ended up if that didn't happen. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever actually told anyone that story before. And now, everyone knows. Is it better rant than the fucking Steven Universe rant I went on back in the beginning of this? Alright. Despite it all, Bart is showing the place off with the same enthusiasm one would harbor for a garbage dump. Or, in this world, the ocean. This is the first circle of my own personalized hell. I want to know the other circles, please. I have to watch and entertain these treasured guests, so I can't leave this place. Then why aren't you currently participating in your duties? I'm on break right now. But he's still here. He was being crawled all over. Oh no. He answers your question before you can properly formulate it. The grubs are left totally unattended. Hamifi is gonna turn me into pre-particularized cubed meat. She just knows somehow. She always knows. But that's where you come in. If you wear the Bart suit, you're halfway there to being a perfect replica of me. Lose your faith in so kind and your other half complete now. Honestly, taking care of these little guys isn't even all that hard. They only ever want like 3 things anyway. Sugar, simulations, and Simpsons shit. The only solace I find on the daily is hoping that our ancestors suffered just as hard as we did dealing with them. This is the most ridiculous undercover mission plan you have ever witnessed, and your acting chops are still abhorrent. But you take what you can get. Does this mean I'm going to have to fucking voice this silly trying to do a Bart impression? I'm down for that. I don't think I've ever tried to do a Bart impression before, but I'm up for it. After all, the more cartoon characters I can actually voice, the happier I am. I mean, nothing will ever be good as being able to voice the Yogi Bear, but that's good for me. Yeah. God, I still can't believe just how I went into Snowbound Blood going like, okay, this is cool, I guess, but I'm not that interested. In fact, when I'm recording this, I just kind of wanted to be over. And that's kind of why I just kind of didn't do it for a while after Volume 7. Volume 5. And then, later I came back, I should catch up on Vast Error, and also, why not go for Snowbound Blood while I'm at it? And now I'm just kind of here. I'm really enjoying this. Like, this is fucking great. I can't believe I felt like disdain towards this sort of thing, you know? But, besides, you have some experience caring for grubs. You think you can handle grub sitting, even if they're technically a little older than grubs by this point. And while you're keeping these volatile brats sane, I head out with a bigger costume and sneak your partner in. All things considered, it sounds vaguely reasonable. You have your doubts it'll function as planned, but it's not like you have any more objections. Fine, but what's the catch? What are you asking for in return? You somehow get the impression that he's giving you a blank stare. What are you talking about? Did I not mention that I get to lead my post? He's even doing the fucking burger pants poses and the little shaking. Yeah. I love this. I fucking love this guy. Doesn't he just sound like employee of the Blink material? You're sure Negron would want to have some words about his work ethic. You give your new accomplice a nod that says, yes, you're willing to do this. He brushes past you and into the break room. Come on, the suits are in here. Can't change around them or else you'll find out that part's not real. I can't believe this. Bart, he's a fraud. Oh, no, I can't do this. I have to quit. No, I can't. It's just too much for me. I quit. I can't deal with this. I can't. Well, that joke was surprisingly a good idea. Cause in that time I was paused. Well, starting up the game, I figured out that it plays the time screen music a split second before it actually shows the opening credits. And also, I had the freaking AFK right when I was about to start recording again. So that was fun, I suppose. I guess. But yeah. Got yet another thing to drink. Which is good, I think. Is it? Is it good? I don't know. Do you? No, you don't. Fuck you. Oh yeah, the bar's not real. This hurt me deeply. I was joking when I said I was only gone for like 10 minutes and start up the game immediately. I was actually gone for 3 millennials. I've never gotten over it. This game hurt me deeply. This game traumatized me. And I have to come back to get over the pain. I have to move on. But I know I will never move on as this pain. This pain that haunts me. It's because I know Bart is not real. So anyways, you never did see the point of lying to kids about this sort of thing, but you shake those thoughts and follow them inside. I mean, they're young, they're fucking toddlers, or something like that. They just want them to be happy. They're not gonna have many opportunities to be happy when they grow up, okay? Just let them indulge in it. Also, I like this one's horns. Kinda reminds me of funny high swap troll I like that I am looking forward to. Oh, the break room is far less chaotic than the play area. Well, in comparison, by itself it's still a bit of a sty. What the fuck? Did you do these, or did the kids do these? They look like kids' drawings, but I wouldn't be surprised if you did this. Well, okay, I think this one might have been something he did, but probably none of the others.
I like them though. I like how they're just hung up back here. Bah! It almost says Bart. So this is where all this fucking Bart Simpson payoff is gone to, huh? This is the payoff. Alright. You close the door behind you, just in time to witness Bart decapitating himself. Man, it's hitting you just how big this thing's head is now that the troll underneath it isn't wearing it anymore. Oh hey, here's the last game I fucking got today. Woo! That I had before, the game I talked about. I was honestly thinking of getting Lisa the Painful too, but I kinda decided against that at the last second, cause 3 of those things at once, even if there is a sale going on, was still kind of expensive. Like above $20. 25, I think. Even if Lisa the Painful was only like $6 or $7 extra, I just decided, I can get that at a later point. Or just watch a gameplay, watch someone else play it. You know? Man, it's hitting you just how. Oh wait, I'm Glomer, by the way. Not that it's any of your business either, but telling people that my name's none of your business is getting kind of old since they usually believe me. Oh my god. Glomer is actually getting rid of his costume, which is suspected a bigger source of joy to him than he's letting on. He declined to comment on the matter and take the head from his hand so he can unzip himself. You stare into those bulbous, lifeless eyes, trying to muster the courage to don the mask for yourself. You're mostly just afraid it will snag on a horn. You're sure this will fit? I'd really rather not get it stuck. I like my dignity just fine where it is. Fun fact, actually, Bart Simpson was designed to have a big head because he was originally going to be a live-action character, so they had to fit an actor's horns inside the mask. Guess they just grew attached to the elongated head because it gave the benefit of making his facial expressions more apparent with the new proportions when he turned into a cartoon instead. As off topic as this is, it's admittedly somewhat fascinating. You glance at Glomer's horns and nod with a neutral hum. Interesting move. Don't forget you're here forever. And of course, it's just a Bart mug. Right there. I like how they drew Sestro too, though. It's very crude drawing, but it's a nice one. I'm glad that's... Wait. Who is this? No, wait. Okay. Okay, I don't think it's... Is it? So, Jerbat's been here, huh? I guess that would make sense. He is a Dayblood, but also... What? What? I don't like this. At all. What am I supposed to think about this? I don't know. Hey, why don't we draw our attention to the funny Hamifi holding hands with Bart? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Alright. oh wait, now I can kind of look. There's something else I wanted to look at, I think? I don't remember. It's not. Glomer soon sheds its suit. Glomer soon sheds his suit in full, and you glance back at the window in the door that's exposing you both to the children that still don't know that Bart's not real. And here you are, holding his hand. I'm no schooling expert, but I do find it curious that the break room is so connected to the playroom. You're not worried about people seeing you through the windows? You start to dress yourself by reverse engineering the process you just saw. It's not bioscience, but it is a little bit embarrassing. Nah, it's a one-way mirror. They can't see shit in here. They want us to be able to scout the room for danger in case of emergencies, but there's not been an incident in weeks. You know what the last one was? A goddamn fucking skull titan burrowed its way up from the core! Glomer's rooting around in the closet for something. The bigger outfit that he's going to use to sneak Necron in, you assume. You should probably let Necron know about that, actually. That ugly pile of nightmares barged right in and turned the whole place into beef jerky! Killed a few kids and teachers in the process. I think it was a little clay-blood girl? We didn't know what the deal with that was, but she was never seen again, at least not officially. Just had to assume she was as good as dead. For someone who is complaining about Bitcon and Dairy being so talkative, he sure is happy to run his mouth, and I'm sure happy to do his voice. You get the impression that he doesn't usually have a chance to speak his mind like this, especially with such a colorful vocabulary going on. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. You're still working on fitting your arms into the outfit by the time Glomer emerges in a uniform even more absurd than the one he was wearing earlier. You somehow recognize it as Bart Sluice's Santa's little helper, despite your complete lack of interest in the show. There's enough room for a second person on the back, which currently paints a sad, deflated picture. Wait, is it actually named that? Is the dog actually named Santa's little helper? The Simpsons dog name. Load. There. Oh god, it is. What? Voiced. Huh. Okay, so he's not actually named that? Suds McDuff. Oh no! I'm just kind of confused here, actually. Why are there so many edits of Treehouse of Horror? Who are you, Tom? You cake? Are you a big Treehouse of Horror fan? Okay, sure. I don't think I've ever really watched a Simpsons episode in full, just like weird YouTube compilations. I think I tried to make fun of one actually in a weird fucking Dave roleplay. You know what I could fucking... Yeah! Oh hey, that. What the fuck is this? Oh. Oh no. Read now. Amazing. But it was... yeah, this thing. Weird. Oh no, it was Family Guy. Fuck, not Simpsons. I thought it was just... maybe I should do that next! I've been meaning to continue that weird thing, but never have. Holy fuck, that's a large amount of pages! Okay. What the frick? Ooh. So their name... What the fuck is with dog names in this show? This is the fucking... I guess that's an okay name. Like an actual name. But like, Santa's little helper, fucking she's the fastest? She Biscuit? Who the fuck is She Biscuit? What? What the frick? Season 32! What the fuck? What the fuck? What is with the fucking Simpsons? Oh my god! So like, wait, was this... Did they... Wait. Huh. Okay, so this is new. So I'm guessing they didn't appear in season 2. So is that another weird stunt they attempted to do? Like, hey, there's a new character now. This is a new dog. I don't watch The Simpsons, but I'm honestly kind of curious on this. Like, I might actually try to watch this episode at some point. I don't. Oh god, I keep getting Simpsons and Family Guy mixed up. It was Family Guy who did the weird stunts, like killing Brian. Okay, Simpsons hasn't gone that far, right? I guess they did do that one weird political thing, right? But, let's just continue. I got too fucking wrapped up in how weird Simpsons is. Ah, fuck. Alright. A sad, deflated picture. Don't you think it's going to be suspicious exiting with 2 working legs and coming back with 4? The guards aren't fools. No, check this out! There's some shuffling, and then the sound of wooden stilts clacks against the floor as the empty sagging space in the back starts to fill up. He parades around the room a little. Sure enough, the suit looks well occupied. Yeah, it's a 2-piece costume, but they never actually give me a partner to work this thing. I just kinda figured it out, I guess. God, hope you're relieved to actually have someone else in here for once. Impressive. Just make sure you don't arouse any suspicion. I'm putting a lot of frankly unwarranted trust in you. If you let me down, you will be hearing from me again. How long is... Oh boy. Oh no, consider me spooked the shit or whatever. Alright, you're both suited up. There's just one more step before your disguise is complete. Put on the mask. Oh no. No, I'm going to give in to my compulsive saving and save here. So, what the fuck is happening? Okay, hold on. Windows is doing a weird glitch. Hopefully this doesn't lag the recording too badly, but Windows sometimes glitches with the taskbar down here. That's not in the recording dimensions, and so to fix it, I have to like open one of these things and restart Windows Explorer. That restarts Windows as a whole, and it works fine after that. The first thing you notice is your limited vision. You should be able to avoid colliding with obstacles, but so mildly inconveniencing. That sounds like a bad does it not fit properly? Do I have it on incorrectly? Unfortunately, the one-way mirror Glomer mentioned earlier is the wrong way around for you to get a good look at yourself. Glomer shakes his head and sighs. How do I put this delicately and also in terms you won't kill me for? You look way too straight edge for the part. Put your back way less into it. Stop puffing your chest out. Let your posture be lost to the void. Or don't. I don't fucking know. Kids are dumb and won't notice. I mean, you definitely don't have my voice, and we're probably fucked anyway, but I'll enjoy this extended break while it lasts. Good luck out there, my condolences, etc., etc. And with that, Glomer marches towards the door you both came through, only to come to a stop right in front of it. Could you, You get the message and open the door yourself. He shuffles out like the sad creature he is, and you lose sight of him. Okay, Cecily, time to take care of some children. You've got this. You're meant to act like a character you have no knowledge of, but you've got this. Don't have a cow, man! Cows are now strictly outlawed. If I find anyone in possession of cows, I will slice your fucking head off. That's how Bart acts, right? I think I got that point. Oh, God. If I actually knew that much about Bart, I could go on for a while. That was honestly fun, but I don't. You know what? Fuck it. Bart! Oh, he actually said don't have... I thought that was a stupid parody thing, like... I thought the don't have a cow man thing, I didn't realize it's actually something he said. I thought it was a parody thing, like parodies make him say. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Oh, God. Sideshow Bob? What? Who the fuck is Who are you? This. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? What? I've never heard of you before. What? And then fuck, this is so weird. I don't even know why I'm looking at this. I was struggling to continue with that dumb joke, and now I'm just speechless. The more I look into the freaking Simpsons, the weirder it is. I don't want that. You return to the playroom, sporting your best slouch and making a point to shovel your feet on the way in. Now that you have a moment alone, you quietly tell Yvette to contact Nikron. Oh. Uh-oh. No, I want to keep you. You're important. I think I'll get to be both, but let's be Cecily a bit longer. At your command, Yvette awakens and establishes a connection to your partner waiting just outside. Thankfully, he answers almost immediately. Hey, what's the gossip, bud? Necron, good news, we're getting you inside. No fake, that rocks. What's the plan? Give me the armament and I can comply. No mechanical attachments necessary, just
Keep a lookout for a troll in a Santa's little helper costume. We're smuggling you in.
That's right, Cecily, you're a legend!
To your dismay, there's a little troll wandering towards you with a curious look.
Shit, you think they heard you? Maybe you should have done this in the break area.
You clear your throat and deepen your voice, putting on the best Clover impression you can muster.
That is to say, smuggling your trousers into my digestive tract because I am Bart. I am eating your trousers. Run along now.
Your Clover impression is piss poor.
Is this like a code for something, or?
Shit, you can't lean away from the calling device when it's stuck to your ear at all times. You shoot the kid off on the way before resuming your talking hushed tones.
No, I'm stuck grub sitting in a Bart costume. What could that possibly be code for?
Hey, don't you reckon me not being able to wrap my head around it means it'd be good code?
Look, the small child does not want to leave. They say something about cowabunga. Is that a thing Bart says?
Yes, cowabunga to you too.
You really should just end this conversation as quickly as possible before this infant gets enough dirt on you to rat you out.
Luce's costume, leaving the cavern, soon I have to go. Cowabunga!
Click. Nikon has all the information he needs. He'll be perfectly fine. You turn your attention to the child who is now climbing your leg. As gently as you can, you scoop your hands underneath their tiny armpits and pry them off of your strangely proportioned puppet body. They are deposited back on the floor. You give them a pat between the horns and walk off in the direction of a small whiteboard near the front of the room. That should tie them over for a second. Oh no. You freeze like a statue when you see Hamifi enter the room, a sleeping grub tucked in her arms and smile on her face. Can we be the other guy now? Can we? Please? I'm scared. I have like a weird fucking sympathy to like stuff like this, where when someone is about to get embarrassed or fucked over or something, I'm just like, oh god, please stop, please. But I just I might need to get to the bathroom, but I'll just hold it until it's over.
I heard it was somebody's special day. Where's my little wiggling day hero?
She hands you the grub with immense care, who you instinctively take in your confused daze.
Don't drop them this time.
You stare, mute, as she wraps her arms around the boy who runs up to her in a warm hug.
Gosh, you've grown so much since I saw you last. Keep this up and you'll be taller than me before you know it. Oh dear, I think it's already happening. You're growing up so fast.
There's a genuine bright sparkle in her eyes, and she lifts a kid high above her head, earning a chorus of giggles from the crowd as the wiggling day hero enjoys his newfound height. You used to play with her and Cestro both once, not exactly in this manner. You were never the most externally excitable person, even around children, but similar enough for you to feel a sting behind your eyes. You don't remember the last time you've ever seen Hamifi smile like that. You feel upset. You feel a lot of things all at once, difficult to untangle. You feel like this was not meant for your eyes. Is this what she wanted when she was in their place? What she wished you could have been? A hole swells inside you as you watch her caught in a limbo of regret and deep, cutting affection. The sound of a high-pitched yawn draws your attention to the infant in your arms. They are so small. It suddenly hits you that you've never held a grub before. You became acquainted with Cestro and Hamifi after they painted and left school, so this is a first for you. Curiosity doesn't exactly strike you and more gently rests a hand on your shoulder. The first thing grubs do when they're reduplicated is name themselves in the denomination logi. You just can't help but wonder though. Wonder if you could just sort of guess.
Oh no. Oh no. Don't guess name. You decide not to try and guess the grub's name. This is just an excuse to divert your thoughts anyway. Oh. Okay. What will the name of this little grub? Let's just... Perfect! Okay, let's actually try here. I don't know. I'm not good at names. Decide not to get too 6-letter formal about the occasion. You nickname the grub fucking Babby. Fucking Babby gargles at you and wiggles their little feet, and you can't help but feel something tugging at your blood pusher. Seems like fucking Babby trusts you. It feels kind of nice. Hamifi finishes with smothering the wiggling day kid with affection before standing back up. I'll be taking our treasured guest back now. Grub safely tucked in her arms again, she speaks to the audience of children that seems to adore her to bits and pieces. Behave yourselves, alright? I'll be back with a special treat soon. It rhymes with bake. Her eyes crinkle at the corners. I'm so proud of you all. The kids erupt into excitement, more than happy about the notion of stuffing themselves full with pre-processed dessert. Miffy waves them goodbye before turning to you. Her tone immediately shifts to something more familiar to you. Break room. You can't refuse, not unless you want to completely blow your cover and waste a lot of time explaining a lot of things, while under great and angry scrutiny. She opens the door and you follow, still feeling off kilter. You fear she may have already caught on to your identity, with the way she's staring not only daggers but entire chainsaws at you. As soon as the door closes, her tone is drenched in the toxin. Listen closely and don't make me repeat myself. We keep a very strict schedule down here, optimized for developing children. I don't take kindly to chronological deviations. And I especially don't take kindly to you coming down here and ruining our perfect system. At this point, you're almost biting your tongue hard enough to bleed. If you so much as let out a breath of turn, you know she'll drag you by the ear to exile or worse. You can mull your decisions over while you tend to some matters to me, Glomer. A wave of relief washes over you. You stand more to attention, trying to seem obedient. She gives you a funny look before continuing. I need you to prepare one of the low-blood classrooms for the wriggling day party we're holding after recess. You'll be lent an accoutrement golem to aid with cleaning. Remember, accoutrement golems are not toys. They are school assistants, caretakers of children in classrooms. They are not bodyguards that block the closet for you to nap in. The banners are in the supply closet as always. Every desktop should have a goodie bag and 2 napkins on the top left corner and a plate in the center. You are also required to prepare the cake. Instructions are on the box. They should be basic enough for even you to follow. If you make another cake-related mistake and force us to order from Dursel again, you'll be hearing from the principal. You're already enough of a liability to the cast without having to bring in both of its busiest integrants for your next performance review. Her eyes narrow into slits. I suggest you fool around wisely if you must. Hamifi continues to give you instructions in excruciating detail, speed and brutality. You're lucky enough to be able to absorb every last word, but your special case, Glomer, you'd imagine, is fucked.
By the time she finishes her laundry list of assignments, you get a very clear idea of why Glover is so exhausted. Are we clear? You give her a neutral nod. Now's usually the part where Hamithi gives you a neutral nod in return and vanishes into the darkness, but not this time. This time she's pausing quite noticeably. You seem awfully quiet. I do hope you're not sleeping on the job. You shake your head. She still seems suspicious, eyeing you up and down. Are you unwell? You're not yourself today. What's the meaning of this shift in attitude? One might call it downright suspect. Yeah, I'm gonna just go to the bathroom real quick. Oreo's just laying in the other room, like the room directly attached to this, just in the middle of the floor. And when I walk by her, she just meows. I think she wants food, but I've already fed her like 2 times tonight. Might have even been 3. Guess I'll get her more food after I record this, but seriously. Alright, she's waiting for you to answer, which is really, really bad. Your mind is racing for an escape, but the emergency exit seems intent on fucking off into the distance. Answer me when I'm talking to you. I don't have the time for games. She leans in closer as if trying to peer into your eyes through the mask. You lean back ever so slightly, panic starting to claw at you. I believe I've told you to keep your personal device on silent, Glover. This call will be coming out of your next deposits. You can't help but mouth a silent apology to Glover. You know damn well this one doesn't care for any time off whatsoever. She opens the door to leave, but not before getting one last word in. Don't forget, you're on corporate time and money. I would be very, very careful about wasting either in the future. You're here forever, after all. And then she's gone. You sit in silence, minus insistent ringing, for a few seconds. This whole situation has given you a non-negligible amount of whiplash. Yves is keen on interrupting your every attempt to introspect, however, so you accept the call to hiss at the other end of the line that you're preoccupied. Just as you open your mouth, a big white dog costume walks in, very possibly with Necron in tow. Even more reason to shut your device up. Please do not.
Secily Iopara!
I'll call you back. You hang up immediately. No! Minutes in the past, but not many. Phew, be the other guy. Alright, let's see what happened on this end. You're now Necron Exmort. You've been doing your best to kill time out here, because the last thing you'd ever do is ditch your new pal. Unfortunately, it's starting to sink in just how much you blow at waiting. This is most certainly unexcellent. You wonder if it'd be a bad call to go back to your truck and listen to some good old classics. Takes just 2 notes to relish in the ancient history of Smash. Oh, your Palm Pilot's going off. That's what you call your phone, because you got a major kick out of it. Cecilia must have not been the dust down there. You pick up before the 3rd beep can finish ringing. Oh. You pick up before the 3rd beep can finish. Had to be accurate. Hey, what's the goss, bud? Necron Genies are getting you inside. Aw, hell yes. No fake? That rocks. What's the plan? Give me the amendment and I can comply. Blah, blah, blah. This fucking dog. This terrible fucking named dog. There's someone coming to get you in this terrible fucking little dog's costume. Come on. You knew you could count on her. That's right, Cecilia, your lesson. I am going to eat your trousers. This is strictly professional. Say what now? You scratch the back of your neck trying to puzzle this one out. Is this like code for something, or no, I'm stuck grim sitting in a bar costume. What could that possibly be code for? Hey, don't you reckon me not being able to wrap my head around it means it'd be good code? Okay, I finally get that now. Look, just yes, cowabunga to you two. Lucy's costume leaving the cavern soon. I have to go. Cowabunga, click.
Why is the phone fucking ringing? It's... Well, okay, I was about to go. It's like fucking close to midnight. Maybe it's important, but... Nope. It's still not that late. I guess I'll just leave it be. Well, that was a rousing match of good news and weird news. At least you don't have to keep twiddling your thumbs forever, just a bit of a waiting game, which is kind of what it was before, except now it's a shorter one. Let the record state, for the record, that you're not confused on the correct applications of cowabunga. You're intimately familiar with those. Cecily using it, though? Now that's something that sounds a smidge out of character, you reckon? She might actually need your help if she starts spewing that sort of stuff. The school is definitely capable of cognitive suggestion because it's how you all are raised. You did your own time with desensitization osmosis like any other French grub. The memories of when you were stuffed into that dark industrial tank filled with numbing goo so you could take a nap for a sweep and be psychologically spoon-fed the rules of life and shit. Before you can get too deep in your Sicilian mind control theory, you catch a nearby golem spinning their gears about something. That must be your end. You lean against your truck all smooth-like and psych yourself up to make a bananas first impression. Oh, wow, man, Cecilia really was being literal, which you should have kind of expected. As soon as a fucking massive cloth bark beast shuffles its way out of the guard's field of view, you give him a little wave until we fail to hide a snicker. Fuck, god damn it, don't tell me I've just been punked. Well, how do you do to you two, dude? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I was like, wait, am I out of this already? Fucking cherry coke. It's good. I know that's like all I've been drinking during these vast era recordings, but you can't blame me, it's good. The certified sound of it being good. Nope, fresh out punks over here, sweetheart. As if professionals in the business say, this is legit. Okay, I get why you weren't allowed inside the caverns. You know, besides the fact that you most definitely don't fit in the very strict criteria for entry in the slightest. Actually, no, not besides that fact at all. That's the entire reason. Youch, what's that bad mood for? Well, no problemo, no how. You try to give this cranky new person your most personable smile. If I was told you'd be giving me a grab front with that, some way or somehow. Are you in or are you skinned, my pal? Think so hard enough to physically deflate a little. Someone really woke up in the wrong coop today, huh? Pause time. Alright. Returning I had returned, which is good, I think. That the constant interruption is kind of why I like recording at midnight or whatever. I tend to be more nocturnal, but also I don't know, I was going somewhere with that. Alright. So, fucking... Oh yeah! He didn't even say his name yet, did he? No. My pal, it's a great way to pronounce Clover. Good job, man. Keep doing that. As for your other genius plan, great idea. Just change in front of the guards because we have all the strategic aptitude of actual children around here. I wouldn't know. That's my whole gig. Come on, I'm risking my entire life savings for this. We're hiding somewhere first. Cover, he says. You give the darling ride behind you a pat, almost overwhelmed with your usual truck-induced bursts of affection. Well, I'd say this about covers it, don't you think? Wait, fuck, damn it, you should have said you had him covered. That would have been so much better. You stuff the idea inside your brain box for later, whenever this very specific set of circumstances props up again. You never know. By the way, my name's Necron, Exmort. Your new buddy Glower grumbles something real bitter sounding under his breath as he circles back around your truck. You pay his enthusiasm no mind and follow. He's already zipping the whole shebang open for you to climb in, and you appreciate the moxie even if he's assigned to you in the ass reason. He's assigned to fuck. Only fair, you suppose. You're kind of a stowaway here. Guess it just goes to show you a real asset, or that you can really assist him. There's a couple contenders rattling around in your head already, so you keep workshopping your inevitable one-liner. You figure this is a good enough opportunity to bond with your brand new hero over here. I hope we actually do call I am terrible at names. Yeah, sure, we'll call Bart Simpson back later. I don't remember. Name's probably on here, right? Oh! They're made sprints! I didn't realize that. Sabine! Okay. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So tell me, honey bunch, how does it feel to be on a mission to save the world? What? Well, I sure ain't trying to stir up trouble here. I want to help, so I'm busting so much to get in. Cecilia and me, we've been working hard to keep this place clear of bogus scum. Means a lot to us. I might not fancy myself an official Smokey, but I damn well feel copacetic about leveling the playing field some. You really can't help the grin on your face. So, how does it feel to be a part of history in the making? The suit is all nice and sealed from the back at this point, so the two of you walk a lap or two around the perimeter just to get you used to the movement mechanics. Man, I don't know what to tell you besides, wow, look at how much I don't care! Do you know why I'm going through all this trouble to sneak you in? Maybe accidentally doing freaking, just discount Carcat voice for Glomer was actually a good choice, because this fits him. The more around him, the more I'm around him, the more it fits him. It's a break from work, nothing less and definitely not a single thing more. That's such a weird perspective. You don't dig the way he's unloading his cynicism at your feet and lighting it all on fire. It makes you want to step it out. Man, Huff, that's a little harsh. You're not feeling that rush of righteousness flow through your blood roots? That higher calling you patting you on the back? I don't think you get it. Which is surprising, since it feels like I'm the majority when I say that this dump is a huge waste of fighting energy. Like, it sucks! It's garbage the whole way down the likes of which the Black Moon is lucky to have better than us! If this plan was a troll, I'd kick them right in the horns. Then, why don't you do something about it? The two of you have been walking and talking in circles for a while. Glover then takes a sharp turn left and starts to head towards the guards. You shut your trap and give the man a moment to collect himself. He doesn't make a peep as the guards get inspecting you. There's a moment where you're real paranoid. Your horns are poking through the suit, but you don't hear any sirens or taser arms go off. Are going off. You both manage to walk inside, free as an alien. How are you gonna get out? Because I'm too tired. Well, you weren't really expecting him to pick up that threat of backup at this point. It's a broken world anyway, so any effort spent not complaining about it is totally wasted in my... What? Okay, I know what IMHO means, that's in my honest opinion, but... What the frick does a Q mean? Your mouth twisted in thought as you try with all you might relate to this guy. At all. Nope, nada, zilch, jack, diddly, dooley, dick. You think that if I had it in me to fight for my future, I'd be stuck at Simifi's personal errand boy? And here's a big newsflash, I actually did once upon a time. Do you know how much of my grubhood I've wasted trying to find literally any other option for me? The answer is more than you'd like to know and more than I care to tell you. And it totally fucked me over until the pheromones of reality seeped in and turned me into its forever bonded bitch. Spent so much of my life chasing my dreams that I never even
I've even learned the jade stuff by being crowded to the end. Corbin makes this big stink about choosing your path and it brutally punishes you for being naive enough to listen. I mean, okay, did you hear about that scandal with the Simpsons writers? The what now? Exactly! There hasn't been a Simpsons writer in Switch because of the whole Santa's Little Helper incident. Whoa, now, let's hop back for 2 secs. What's this about Santa? He's obviously referring to Bart Sluice's animal he's strolling around imitating. That's the only Santa you've heard of anywho. Yeah, Santa's Little Helper. Santa's Little Helper was some mirth maniac who stormed the writer's room and held them all hostage until we got a Simpsons character named after him. Mostly low-blood writing staff. To avoid repeats, they started working remotely, which turned to phoning it in with the machine learning. And when a big show cuts a corner like that, everybody else follows. It's neural networking taking the wheel now, and we haven't seen a Trolls interaction for probably longer than I've been kicking around on the Hell Rock. So what if I wanted to be a writer really, really badly? What if I was just hoping with every ounce of my being to get to write for TV, only for one bad apple to ruin that chance for life? What then, mister? Just try hard and you'll get there? As if they never let a J-Blood stray from the planet's sacred mission or whatever everyone was just humoring my feeble efforts to do anything that I gave two craps about. Then reality came crashing down. They tapped me on the shoulder and said about damn time. Good job getting your dreams demolished. Now start teaching the grubs about pretext. Nobody cared who I was before I sucked it up and put on the mask, so you know what? It's not my fucking problem. There's a very uncomfortable silence between you two, and not just because you're both creeping around the perimeter of the playroom in order to avoid the kids. Kind of a real buzzkill, this guy. That's my philosophy anyway. Some of us get to fuck off into the setting suns with our fucking hot dog plants and weed research and make a living for themselves doing something meaningful. While I'm stuck here getting barfed on by grubs all night long. Oh, all night once I'm done teaching the kids. I mean, fuck! Do you know how hard it is to get a proper vegan meal when you can't just set up shop in a goddamn swamp? Good luck growing your own lunch in Pee-wee's neon fucking playroom, dipshit! Also, your acting dreams suck. Enjoy having to be a level 5 vegan and only eat meals that don't cast shadows because nobody's heard of veggie hams. Now do the funny Bartlett dance again. Can't believe he got to skip town like that. Unfucking believable. Oh wait. Was he stuck here too? This guy, Gerbat. Yeah. So he was stuck here too? Okay, that's interesting, but he actually managed to follow his dreams. Wowzers, that was sort of a real personal tirade just now, wasn't it? Can't dig everybody, I guess. Hey, smart guy, if you're gonna play 24 questions with me, then here's my follow-up. How does it feel to know that you're inevitably going to lose everything and that none of this is ever going to have any value past this moment between us and our rancid mutt snack? What we have is more valuable than you could ever know, Curly Q. I can't stand this all just idly letting this place rot. Change doesn't come from an accident, I'll tell you that much. And sure, I'll concede that nothing's a guarantee. God knows I've wiped out more times than I can count, but when I die, I'll still have left the world a better place than when I came in, because I gave a shit. But I guess some people just don't understand. And that's all you had to say on that, because you're not here to bring them around to your way or seeing things or nothing. Also, because Glomer is wicking out and scrambling ahead like a bat out of hell. You almost trip over yourself trying to keep up with him, but soon enough he's cramming you both snug as fuck inside a closet. He's clearly real uncomfy with your metal arm jabbing against his rib, but he's keeping his trap sealed tight. You show your appreciation by being very careful not to turn your hand into a chainsaw. corporate time and money. I would be very, very careful about wasting both in the future. You're here forever after all.
Damn, that woman sounds like she means business. Enough business to ruin your life if she finds you here. As soon as Amifi is gone, you both walk back out, and you really wish you could see Glomer's arm reaching out of Santa's little helper's mouth to open the break room door from an outside perspective.
I'll call you back. You catch your tail on of Cecily hanging up on whoever it was that she was talking to. She seems ready to get down to business.
Cecily, for convenient reference, is you, because your name is Cecily Iopara again.
Did you succeed, Glomer?
If by succeed you mean tiger here, let me book you on down to the schoolyard, then you can sign that off as a yippers. Chick-a-rooney even. I don't think I need to answer that when he said pretty much the worst thing I've ever heard in my miserable excuse for life.
Oh fuck. Yes, that is a one-word sentence, you two. Okay.
You immediately start to chuck your outfit, wanting out of it as soon as possible. Life, you're starting to realize, is comparable to a Bart Simpson costume, which is to say cramped, claustrophobic, and kind of insufferable sometimes. Okie dokie, that's step 1 complete, right? Once we get to the database, it's smooth cruising. The two of them get the picture and shuffle out their costume as well. Now that you're inside and the Mifi is gone, you should be good to move around freely as long as you don't cause a ruckus.
We still have a problem. I've yet to find someone useful who can direct us to the records room.
Regulator, that hurts my feelings. Was under the impression you worked better solo anyway. You bet your best blade that you have Bitcoin to thank for that. Necron finally untangles himself from the lower half of Bart's Lucis, 10 seconds past your personal threshold of second-hand embarrassment. Ha! If she works better solo... Oh wait, no. Fuck. Ha! If she works better solo, then she must be even more tubular than I give her credit for, because she's a beast of a teammate as I am.
I think I'm fucking up the Necron voice, and I think I'm fucking up my throat. Oh god. Alright.
Huh?
Touching, Glomer. I'm once again asking you if you can direct me to the records room. Are you sure you don't know of its location?
I don't know how important my work here is. Taking care of snot-nut brats or whatever. I'm pretty busy lately. I might have been able to help you out if I was on break. But I'm not so sound like someone's up the Black Creek without paddle. Oh, for crying out loud. Fine.
Fine. If you really do know, then take a break and lead. That does mean, though, that one of us will have to stay behind and cover to avoid stirring up suspicion. The children need to be supervised and entertained. I was thinking, without blinking an eye, Necron beams and gives you a solid thumbs up before looking at Glomer.
Yeah, he'd do much better. To be honest, Necron kind of gives off Sniper TF2 vibes, but like, with more, I don't know, just more energy put into it, like, not so serious, I suppose. I guess kind of Sniper TF2 with some scout put into it. I don't know, something like that?
Hope?
Leave it to me. I'm almost 100% sure I can be one boss grubsitter. Casanova here can leave his job in my capable hands.
I wouldn't rush into this, Necron. There's a lot to consider.
No, he's got this. Give him the suit. The worst he could do is get me fired and excommunicated from the family. Assuming you have at least one thing Panso rattling around their capable of sabotaging me. Nah, this Panso's pretty much for loving my sweetum and enacting justice on evil only.
Well, I can't disagree with that.
Oh hey, why are these drawings? Oh no, those are just pictures. One of his mates Fred and one of... Who is this? Is this the fricking... Is it them? In Derry? Might be.
While there are probably better candidates for substitute work out there, you're willing to admit you maybe aren't one of them. Necron is friendly enough, at least. It's almost over 3 hours. You dutifully pass him the outfit and watch as he almost puts the head on backwards before Glomer spins his mask around for him. Thank you, Necron. Glomer, you with me. Just before you follow Glomer out the door, you feel a tap on your shoulder. I was being legit when I called you a killer partner wasn't blowing smoke up your ass. You know that, right? I know, I said it was touching. It wasn't a lie hearing him call you a partner, let alone a good one. It's reassuring. I guess you're just as good at messing up your intended tone as always. You can tell Necron's got a relieved smile on his face beyond the bulbous eyes of the mask as he extends his flesh-covered hand to you. Gnarly. Couldn't let your boogie off without knowing for certain. Call me when you can, Cecily. Understood. Keep an ear out, partner. Becomes Texan. The two of you exchange a firm handshake before parting ways. The hallways are surprisingly dark as you stray further away from the schooling wing. Whereas before a single pebble on the ground would be a rare sight, the walls are now starting to give way to natural rocky formations. Oh no. You're so focused on not bumping into Glomer or the surrounding environment that you almost miss the investigation progress bar fading in on your visor. It's been a while. You wonder where this thing was hiding all this time. There's a number of curious rooms on your way to the primary objective. Accoutrement, golem charging stations, DNA storage facilities, a baffling amount of supply closets. You almost walk right into a denomination loge before Gomer stops you from banging into the newly made grubs and missile testing. You can't help but remark how everybody freaks out over this momentous occasion when they first pick their name. When they pick their name, as it's not just the first random 6 letters they assemble with dumb blocks. What's the big deal about them having 6 legs? Oh god. Everybody freaks out over this momentous occasion where they pick their name as if it's not just the first random 6 letters they assemble with dumb blocks. What's the big deal about them having 6 legs back when the mother grub bred them anyway? He erupts furiously. 4 limbs poultry duplication works just fine. Even better without those weird old scars we used to have. He goes on for a while, even after you dragged him away from the lodge in question. He just likes complaining, you guess. Have to be sure. I need to learn how to spell that correctly.
Loge.
Loge, okay, Loge. Loge? I was sort of right. You eventually happen upon the reduplication records room. Ha! What's the matter? Does something seem strange to you about the scene? Well, ignoring the fact that this is my first time actually seeing this place, I'm not sure why the lights are off if this thing is on. We are so stingy with the power here, you have no idea. I don't know, there's something funny about the system being on while nobody's around. Sure enough, the first thing that catches your eye in the dark, empty room is an illuminated computer screen. The second thing is the room itself. Given corporate's penchant for slick aesthetics, you find the juxtaposition. You're not sure how you find it amusing, intriguing, suspicious. You'll decide later. An oddity, but not an impossibility. My question is how to gain access to the database. The computer is apparently after a password. Yeah, that's usually how they work. Is this a dazzling new concept to you, Axel Chief Regulator? I'd hope it would be the case, but that might be Necron's wishful thinking rubbing off on me. I actually got on somebody's case for not having one not too far back. Yeah, that was Sabine. Why do I keep forgetting Sabine's name when I love them so much? And I really miss doing their voice, so you better fucking call them back, bitch. Anyway, do you have valid login credentials? Glomer shovels over to the console
slower than molasses drips off a spoon. Giving the screen the code hearts. Is that a Half-Life VRAI reference? Or like puts it slowly, Mr. Freeman, slower than molasses drips off a spoon. I can't do the voice. I can't do any of those voices. But yeah, unless that is actually a saying, I think that's a reference. There's only one password for this thing, but he clears his throat. They don't usually let me in here, so I don't know for certain. Great. Don't give me that look, regulator. I told you this is a first for me. It's probably on a post-it note or something. We just need to do a little searching. The two of you start doing exactly that, sifting through various drawers and cabinets around the room and making a point to leave no stone unturned. 3 minutes pass before either of you speak. This is unrelated to the task at hand, but I was wondering something. Cool! You're being remarkably cooperative, all things considered. Even if you do not care for your position here, it's still quite the risk you're going through. Why is that? You mean besides your shitty threats and time off my shit job? So, that's it? Not exactly. I don't know. Indira said you helped him out, so yeah. I guess that's why. You blink in surprise. You suppose you did help his Moiro. There's a beat of silence as you wait for him to elaborate, but he just drops the subject entirely. A sudden aha startles you out of your thoughts. Got it! You turn around just in time to see him being granted access to a friendly gargantuan wall of text and images. He holds the unearthed note for you to glimpse before tucking it back behind a chunky computer monitor. Well, he pulled through for you. Nice find. I know a computer geek or two. Guess it's just universal practice, so hey, that went up. Or a real dumb coincidence. You don't know nearly enough about computer people to dispute him, so you're obligated to take his word on it. You ring up Necron in order to tell him the good news. It takes a few seconds, but he's on the line soon enough. You reached Simpson, any hoopla on your way out, or did you get by without any trouble? Where? God, frick. Might need to pause again to get more drink, but I'm hoping I'll be done soon. We're in the database, ready to start looking for Noxus. That's righteous! We'll take that bastard before you know it! Failing to comprehend the sheer volume of information held within, you give the computer an easy look. It threatens to make you feel faint. Thank the All-Mother for Glomer's presence, because you have no idea how to work this thing. You gesture to the machine with your head, and he leans down to grab the mouse. You squint as you analyze the window. There are a few tabs on the top left, all historic, new age, unused, retired? You can't imagine what would be the point of storing deprecated sigils in a populous database. There's a search bar in the top right. You suppose that's your best bet for finding a sigil related to breaking down. You peck at the keys one by one as you hear Necron entertain the kids through your speakers. I'm right here, you know. Like you just non-verbally asked me to do this for you. Do you need me or not? Oh, wait. Oh. Are you really going to complain about not having to do any work? Touché! One letter at a time, results are culled from the pool. Sigil names like Base and Bazil. Sigils belonging to Bronze Blood. Sigils held by the Braylon Bloodline. Soon you have one remaining search result. Glomer selects the sole choice presented. Your attention turns to all of them, hopefully. I don't need that anymore because my vision is not blocked. Yeah, this would be a good time to pause. Be right back. I guess this is gonna end up becoming the longest Vastair-related video at all, huh? Over 3 hours. I'm not even sure if anyone will watch this, but then again, one of my friends watched pretty much the entirety of my vast era reading, homesick reading as well, including that one that was 5 hours long. Over that, really. And I don't fucking know. Not even really sure if I am still friends with them. They just kind of ditched Discord, and I'm hoping they'll come back, but they deleted pretty much everything I had contact with them on. I guess it wasn't personal, but I miss them, really. Hopefully, I'll get to talk to them soon. I have been talking to a mutual friend about it. But yeah. Anyway, off to depressing stuff. Fucking name! Dissolve. We say it aloud for Necron's benefit more than anything else. Heh, guess we finally dissolved that mystery, huh? I will hang up on you. You chose just this chucklebunger flock as your partner against crime? Fuck, words. Glomer, shut the hell up before he hears you. Come on, lion up. This is a wicked breakthrough. We deserve to celebrate. This is a phone call. You don't know what face I'm making. It's true, she's smiling so fucking hard, dude. Trust me. Ha ha! I'll take your word for it now. Tell me more. Castay. It's hard to miss that this sigil belongs to a green blood. Considering this database is very conveniently color-coded, that alone narrows it down quite nicely. Green-blooded, one with a hell of a personality fixation. Other blood, actually, as opposed to like Clover or Oakshire or some shit. Do you care for the specific color code, Necron? With all due respect, what the Ike are we gonna do with the color code? Gloomer looks at you, waiting for your response. You consider, then shake your head no. Hard pass. I've memorized it. We can draw from that information later if we do end up requiring it. Gloomer seems skeptical, but doesn't protest the point. Tell me more. Shape type. This classification has always been something you paid close attention to, unlike most other people. The shape type is Sand 2C. This should be useful when asking for people who may have spotted Noxus. Hey you. Take with the face, Sand 2C. What's the skinny on that? He's asking a child? Necron? Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely baller and all, but gonna level with you real quick. I don't have a single what that means in the slightest. If I wasn't running on 120 minutes of sleep, I'd laugh. It's 3 seconds. It's a 3 seconds system. Sand sheriff or sheriff, number of strokes, curled or straight. This sigil is Sand sheriff, consists of 2 strokes, and it's primarily a curled sign. Blah? You don't know how to explain this in simpler terms when you're just being descriptive. This is frustrating. It's shaped like a curly lowercase f, dude. Oh, right on, that's a copy. Tell me more. Associated meanings? This subject is generally the wild card when it comes to information about sigils. Not every sigil has the pristine of a historical record as others. Some have fallen into complete obscurity. You don't know much about the topic, but you do know that sigils are connected directly to specific bloodlines at least. You skim the paragraph presented to you. The mark of dissolution, now shortened to dissolve, represents the breaking down of matter, both physically and conceptually. Many bearers of this sigil were known to excel at teaching others due to their skill at imparting knowledge through easily digestible lessons. Their methods and intentions, however, were quite often incredibly controversial. There are records of such bearers being chased out of communities as a result of their predisposition towards bringing destruction and upheaval, for better or for worse, wherever they set foot. This is of course mostly anecdotal information that doesn't amount to anything substantial. Sigil meanings are a fun diversion some people. Some people enjoy discussing over cups of boiled monster. No! Stop right there! But they are nothing more than empty expectations based on genetic coincidences.
If you cared about that, then you would have given up a long time ago. Hey, you good? Doing peachy? Oh, you forgot to say anything for a while there. Glomer apparently took the opportunity to pass out on the desk for a spell because he jolts back to life and wipes a little drool off of his mouth while Necron's voice pipes up from your speaker. As peachy as they come, I'm just being thorough, don't mind me. Come on, secily, don't leave me hanging over here, tell me more. Bears. And that's your winning ticket. Your eyes immediately dart to the top of the list, where the most recent troll to bear the sigil is registered. Mott is officially our lead suspect. 8 sweeps old, male. 8 sweeps? 8 sweeps? Oculus is 8 sweeps old. How the hell was Omti able to play a meaningful role in a heist this elaborate? Omti? You're expecting some old retired mastermind with delusions of grandeur. Someone you could clash blades with on a neon rooftop or ruined bunker after this elaborate of a chase, and he turns out to be 8 sweeps old? You guess it'd be hypocritical of you to hold Oculus at gunpoint and then proceed to underestimate someone much more malicious and calculating. Still, 8 sweeps. You feel very old and very tired. You catch Necron murmuring the name under his breath a couple of times, first to familiarize himself, then to say it in utter contempt. Omti! That Westoid is going down if it's the last card in my hand, mark my words. How the fuck do I pronounce that? Omti? What? Hey, secily, imagine trying to take him seriously if you're seeing what he's wearing right now. You flatly ignore Glomer snickering to himself as you consider your options. The main problem lies in tracking him down and confirming that he's Noxus without a doubt. And if it is, we'll do more than just give him a background check. Yes, together. That seems to be all there is. I'll talk to you soon. Tubular, catch you on the flip side, partner. As soon as you hang up, Glomer hisses at you, clinging to the desk like it's the only thing keeping him upright. Alright, you found your info, that's great. Now let's wrap this up before someone busts us. He is quick to retreat out of his seat and around the corner in an instant. You can appreciate it, playing it safe is often the prudent option. Something gives you pause, though. You're not going to pretend not to realize the other thing, that you have the option of investigating while you're here. Your mind has been tossing the idea around since you walked into the room. Glancing over your shoulder, you quietly hang back by the computer. You run a name search for Elsie Raines. Nothing, not a single match, and you know damn well you're spelling her name correctly. The possibility of an alias runs through your mind, but if that was the case, why would she have kept Raines? It's as if she wasn't ever duplicated. The implications confound you. You decide to check the retired sigil staff for any signs of her. Your cursor hovers over each result as you read down the chain, looking for any familiar symbols or iconography. The process takes you no longer than 3 minutes. You quickly find yourself in a rhythm darting between columns. Scorvio Vout, Cement, Graphahord C, Rust, Lingua Memory, Bunsen, Zesal Vorat, Salt. You're halfway through the next name before you backtrack. You've seen it before, that's the Forgiven's hatch name. You've heard of its tale, the right-hand man and the follower of the Vivifier. His original sigil has always been a mystery, though, so much so that seeing an actual symbol next to his name feels slightly uncomfortable. Probably not as uncomfortable as he felt having it stripped from him, though. You erase your search history and leave the scene exactly how you found it. You've much to think about. Omzi. No record of Elsie. The Vorat bloodline supposedly ending with Cecil and the simultaneous existence of another corn-syruped huge friend of Oculus, whatever. Time will tell how these threads converge. Still a bit left. Geez, lady, keep an exhausted mascot slave waiting much? Almost saw you manage to die by yourself in an empty room, impaled on your own sword through some brutal Rube Goldberg shenanigans. What took you? I just forgot to log off, that's all. Where's Necron? Is he still on duty?
Check for yourself. I'm not here to be your visual impairment assistant, Lucis.
He's almost right. Your vial is indeed somewhere else. Looking through the window, you're greeted by the sight of Bart surrounded on all sides by the playroom kids, mimicking an undoubtedly epic story with boundless enthusiasm. What's more impressive is that he's carrying the sleeping child with a single arm, the little one remaining unperturbed, even with all of his exaggerated movements and loud voice. They're all enthralled. You can pick up on faint laughter through the wall after he wraps his tail up, presumably with a cheesy pun. You smirk, just a bit. He's much better with kids than you ever give him credit for. Looks like you made a good call. That reminded you, Sabine wanted to talk to you. You'll get back to him in a second. The kid's name brings a probable link between him and Glover to mind. You mentioned the name Krytham earlier. You're familiar with him? Probably this means he's gonna be in Volume 10.
Wow, okay, so we're just going to ask that invasive and personal question right out of the blue then. Alright.
Answer the question.
I was getting to it. Yeah, he's kind of my mate, you know, like red soulmate, so it would be a really weird happenstance if I didn't know the guy. What's it to you?
I require his expertise. You're going to take me to him at your earliest opportunity, convenient or otherwise. You're met with yet another groan of aggravation. You're starting to think that's just his default reaction to being told what to do.
Man, you just love to tell me I'm going to do things, no matter if I'm actually obligated to do it or not. I mean, yeah, I'm born caged or whatever, but I don't have shit to do with it. I highly doubt he does either. So what possible non-violent method could you use to convince me?
You had a funny feeling he'd ask that question. There's no smile when you answer, but you do feel the familiar comfort of knowing you're about to play the right card. I can use this case to give you more time off work as a matter of fact, but perhaps a sword would be more convincing. As predicted, Glover's ears perk up. You can still see hesitation in his eyes, but you've managed to pierce his nigh impenetrable wall of cynicism. It's almost over. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, but my voice helped. You fail to mention you were briefly considering ratting him out to Hamishi.
Alright, fine, I can make it happen.
Perfect. Granted, you already know where Krytham lives. You already know where Krytham... Oh, okay, frick. Pause again. Alright, another long break aside, let's finish this, Alright. Perfect. Granted, you already know where Krytham lives thanks to your visit to Sabine's residence earlier, but having his mate's friend endorsement will help matters significantly. Yeah. You've heard tell that he's somewhat of a nervous wreck. Better safe than sorry. Excellent. I'll touch base with you when I have further details. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a phone call to make.
Yeah, fine. If Hunkinator 5000 over there is content to do my job for me, I've got some complete lack of sleep I've been not getting for the past blink to catch up on. I'll be in the closet contemplating my life choices if you need me.
Oh, before I forget, Hamifi had some assignments for you to complete before.
Yeah, party planning shit, I know how it is. She always gives me instructions like 3 times over because I act like I'm not listening. When really, she just scares the shit out of me. I'll get to it after I'm done passing out. Be back in 5.
Whatever you say. Time to talk to Sabine, the frickin' cool guy. You're pretty sure Gloomer's not supposed to be napping inside the closet. But he sure is nonchalantly waltzing in anyway. You start to hear him snoring a whopping 10 seconds later. You're equally unconvinced that 5 minutes will provide him any semblance of rest, but you technically function on less, so what do you know? Well, Necron's busy entertaining children and Glower's out commission. There's no better time to get back to Sabine. Give him a ring and keep an eye out for him moving through the break room window.
Secily Alicia Iopara.
Did you just get assigned a middle name?
You have some nerve making me wait like this, threatening to waste my valuable and precious time. You're lucky you yourself are also on a mission to rescue this planet from the dredges of disaster.
Hello, Sabine. What was it that you just called me? Lethia? Lethia? How would you even spell it? There's no way that's only 6 letters, let alone near a relevant practice. You don't want to say it, but the fact that middle names are as a cultural norm haven't been around since long before you were hatched is perhaps a bit insulting.
It's obviously cooler to have fake middle names break convention. Do you think I enjoy partaking in foolish traditions other people set up? I mean, duh.
Oh, I'm worthy of a cool fake middle name then.
I begrudgingly accept you as an individual with equal intellect. Don't let it get to your head. You are probably nearly old enough for an 8-letter title anyway, old person.
As touched as you are, you've been at this for far too long and would love to get to the point. Is this pertaining to my neural scan?
Are there over 12,000 unique recorded forms? Are there over 1,200 unique recorded forms of bacterial infection via falling rainwater?
You swear nobody knows how to say a plain and simple yes these days. Talk to me. What were those individuals discussing back at the award ceremony?
About that. See, there was an extreme interference that prevented my software from deciphering one of the voices. The data was pretty corrupted. This strongly suggests that they were using some form of voice masking or modulation system despite being at a party. Some people can be so freaking paranoid.
Also, I forgot to I didn't find this out until after I recorded the last volume, but I just realized this little symbol here is actually a freaking, like a volume level. And it shows how their volume is. That's why it was just blank when they said nothing. Alright. That sours your mood somewhat, but I at least strongly suggest that your little mystery caller obviously has attended of the party. God, it feels good to have this information. Tell me about the other voice then. You sound like you managed to extrapolate something interesting.
Not incorrect. Then Foreman appears to have access to some form of real-time database. Having log-on details that allow her to maneuver the system from within. She claims that her prices wouldn't be so astronomical if the information wasn't so legitimate. This is no instance of illegal entrance. This woman has a corporate salary.
Okay, you had a hunch I was a corporate employee this whole time, but you appreciate the confirmation regardless. There's always a possibility of leaked login information, but you stay quiet, waiting for him to continue speaking.
Hello, Repeton Regulator, helping you solve your case here.
Of course, I simply wanted to have all the facts before I came to any conclusions. Was there any confirmation of the integrity of that route data?
Was there ever? The other party brought up quite the impressive resume of previously leaked information, crimes tracing back sweeps. However much free time you have, I am about to annihilate it mercilessly and gleefully.
I'm all ears. Spare no detail. I'll look for common threads next time I have access to the records.
Down the list then. Chronological, alphabetical, or priority?
Chronological, obviously.
Correct answer. Let's start with the Dr. Demento scandal.
I like this image. He's having so much fun. And so are they. That was nice. Let's see the new stuff. Oh! Okay, that's just gonna be on the menu now. Where's the other person? That them? I think that's them. Whatever their name was. Forgot. Yeah, that's them. But thanks for watching. I don't know what to say. My throat's dying, but this is the most recent volume. I probably won't do more for a while until there's more. I did ask someone to guess to kind of. I was
I think last episode, I don't know, like, I don't fucking know, but like one of the previous episodes, I basically said, hey, if you guess the reference I was doing with Sabine's voice, then I'll heart your comment on video on volume 10 when it comes out. So if you do guess the reference, please also remind me about that, because I may or may not forget. Oh god. But yeah, I'm gonna stop recording now. I'm freaking tired. It's 3. You know what? No, this is probably won't give information. But yeah, longest Vassar related video yet, I think. Thanks for watching. I applaud you thoroughly for actually sitting through all this. Next up, the Hoy Swap.